happened last time we were here? Stuff happened. Lots of talking happened.
Yeah.
Zaitari and Tegan talked, apparently, on my notes. Talked, quote unquote. Now I'm making air quotes and nobody can see these. So, damn it. I know, Tilda, you had spoken with Theodric about possibly getting messages to his friends who were covering for him.
Yep.
Also, maybe getting...
And he was talking to, what's-his-face? Nightwell about that.
Yes. Also, maybe any information on the Dawn brothers. I think you had spoken to Elena about that.
Did I?
It was either Elena or Nightwell. I would have to go over the episode.
I spoke to Theo about it.
Yeah.
I don't think I fully encompassed about it. What's the word I'm looking for? Talked to Elena about like what exactly I was looking for.
Right. Let's see. Raine went to Eddar's Oddities and sold some stuff and had found a very interesting statue of a dwarf with a very odd-looking staff on it. And Zaitari, I believe that you wanted messages delivered from the Solar Inn to the Ugly Harpy. You paid the keeper some about 50 gold to make sure these messages happen.
Yep.
Okay, and
I do remember that happening.
Yep. It's like there's like a dwarf statue. There's a little section here that says Solar Inn to Ugly Harpy messages, arrow, back and forth, 50 gold. Yes, that happened. That indeed happened. Wow, it happened on the 11th. Jeez. It's been too long. And the next session.
Oh, yeah. By the way, happy 1-year anniversary, everybody.
Yay! For 3 of you guys.
For 3 of us, yeah. For 4 of us. But, you know, you guys are part of... Mallory and Karen are part of the group, too, so just pretend it's been a year.
You guys have been here for yay, even though you've been here for a few months. Okay, so pretty much a lot of talking, a lot of information gathering. I know, Zaitari, that you wanted to, after your balancing the ledgers with Tegan.
Yes.
You wanted to pretty much practice like nuts at this point. Okay.
Non-stop.
Sleep is for the weak,
no, definitely sleep.
Okay,
I can't perform without sleeping because then it would just be even worse.
Plus,
real
you
quick,
need your beauty sleep.
For my notes, can you give me? I know she just goes by the Ice Queen, but who was the name of that other lady?
Mai Tai, actually. Mai Tai. M-A... I'll type it.
Thank you. That's fine, because I was going to type it like the drink, Mai Tai.
Yeah, I was like, there's an E in there, because I wrote this.
And she's basically like her,
manager, bookie, yeah. She refers to the Ice Queen as her client.
Okay.
Pretty much, she takes care of any business transactions, that kind of thing. So when you do, whenever you two are finished, pretty much Morticia Adams. Maybe a little more on the, she looks probably very similar to, not complexion-wise, but to a geisha, almost. I mean, her skin isn't that pale. But, yeah, she's tall, elegant.
She's as pale as she can be while still looking natural.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
I think that's a good way to say that. Also, I remember that myself and Tilda had a run-in because I didn't know if she was healed. Was that last session or the session before? Oh, man.
I think that was the session before.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Oh, man. The gap is real.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't done much between that session
those two sessions kind of blended together for me a little bit.
Okay, and Raine, you have neat little statue now. And Tilda's probably, was talking to Nightwell, Theodric, when we left.
And then I talked to Alexandria.
Yes, and you spoke to Alexandria about
Things and stuff.
Things and stuff. Protection, things of that nature. Old magic.
I remember that she knew who I was, but I don't remember how she knew who I was.
Right.
It was the fact that she had contacts in Leona. Recognized your name.
Okay.
I watched it today to try to catch up, sorry.
I tried to watch it today and just wasn't able to. I think I watched like the first 2 hours.
Right, it was a long, it was a bit.
Or maybe like the first 20 minutes. That might have been.
Okay. Bryn, I know what you've been up to. So I need to take a look at something real quick.
I don't remember, just an out-of-character question. Did you, decide that I needed to choose a god that was already existing in the Pantheon, or were you gonna kind of just...
Nope. You can go with that particular deity if you wish. I was actually going to get to that today. Right. Okay.
You're totally going with Lathander as your paladin god, aren't you?
Oh man, I have
I
have a favored soul sorcerer of Lathander in my Thursday group.
Nice.
I play a paladin of Lathander.
Or not convert. Sorry. I thought the fact that those were similar and so different sounded really funny. Cold medicine is awesome, guys.
Okay. So, Bryn, you have had some time to yourself. You've been working with Tyne whenever you can to learn her craft, and she is, like I said before, more than willing to teach as long as you do. You lift some boxes, you get some stuff off some low-hanging shelves. Her bad back's pretty, impedes her from doing some things. So she's been more than happy to teach you and have help and have somebody to complain about her daughter with. But, you've probably been half listening to her this whole time, especially about the disappointment in her daughter part. Few things have...
Still only 10% at that point.
Yeah. So... a few things have been running through your mind, and as your compatriots have gone around doing their own errands, you've began to have this kind of, I guess, a very short but repetitive kind of schedule, I would say. Wake up, go to Tyne's, do some work, come home, and it's given you a lot of time to think, I would say. So much so that the next time you sleep, usually these days you've fallen into a pretty dreamless sleep, but this time is different. The last thing you remember is that you were working on a piece of jewelry for your employer. Something simple, something that she has given you responsibility to do for a customer, now that you've gotten the basics of jewelry making. Most of the basics at this point. But for some reason or another, the tedious work with wiring silver, attaching it to semi-precious stone, has made your eyes feel heavy, very similar to maybe the cold medicine that you currently are taking. And as you zone out, then eventually drift off, you find yourself standing in a dark place. It takes you a little bit to adjust your eyes to realize where you are. You are in a room. It's dim now that your eyes have adjusted. There is there are columns on either side made of black rock, very similar to that of obsidian, and has that same type of shine. The floor is made out of the same material, and this room is empty, except for there is a brazier right in the middle of the room. It is the flame is it's a strange color for, you've worked with fire a ton and you use fire a lot, but the flame here is a brilliant blue, and there doesn't seem to be any way out of this room. You do not see any visible doors, nor do you see any windows. And beyond the pillars, you see the black emptiness of perhaps a void. It's just pitch black outside of this stone obsidian room.
So wait, is it open and then dark, or are there no windows?
It's open and dark. So there are columns around you, kind of in front of you and back, to the left and right. Looks like you're in a square-shaped room. Okay. There are pillars that seem to hold up some type of ceiling, but when you look past the pillars, it's nothing but darkness.
Creepy. Hello?
There is a wind coming from somewhere. You know it's a wind because you see the flame flicker, and the wind is against your back, as if trying to nudge or push you towards the brazier.
I turn around to see if I see anything that it's coming from, and then if I don't see anything, I'm gonna kind of gingerly go toward the flame.
Okay. Just for fun, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Let me open this up. I don't have my character sheet open yet.
All right. When you turn around, you don't see anything that could have pushed you. So when you approach the brazier, the wind at your back stops. And when you look into the brazier, there is a small circular shape in the brazier. It is about the size of your palm, completely circular, and from looking up above it, it looks like it is like a bright orange red, as if it's been heated by the flame for a while.
Is it like the source of the flame, or are there coals underneath it?
There are coals underneath the flame. It's not the stranger thing is when you get you're looking over the flame, you do realize there is no heat coming from the flame itself.
Okay, I'm gonna just, since I'm pretty sure that I'm probably dreaming and there's no heat coming from it, I'm just gonna reach in and pick it up.
Okay. You reach in, you pick it up. There is something on the coin. It looks like there is a leather glove, and it's holding a coin of its own. And as soon as, you hold the coin for a while, for a little bit, maybe a good 30 seconds, and 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 there's something that seems to pierce the veil of your mind. There is a very soft voice that begins to speak to you, just emerging from, like, in your mind's eye. You do not hear any sounds echoing in the room. It's just to you in your head, similar to probably telepathy or something of the sorts. And the voice says, "Young one, I know of what you seek, and I know that this is a strong desire you have. I am willing to show you this path if you want it. But you must understand that if you do choose this path, there may be many hardships that lie in those forces that you fight and within yourself. For some, especially those of the weak-willed, vengeance eats away. Vengeance consumes one entirely. But if you
It would be better that I be consumed than to let evil consume this world.
I see. I don't grant many people the luxury of an audience. But with you, Dragonkin, you intrigue me. I know where you're headed, and I know that you want to learn. When you arrive in Robur, seek Marid Shatar. He will set you on the path. If you still choose to vanquish the evil within this world with a vengeance. And at that moment, the coin that is in your hand starts become red. It's still glowing with that red orange heat, like visual cue of heat, but this time you do feel the heat and it starts to sear into your palm. And at that moment, there is another push behind you. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, this is going to be really bad. Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, you hold yourself steadfast, but the wind this time, it's a lot stronger than the comforting nudge that drove you to the brazier, and your hand goes into the flame. There is a moment of searing pain as you wake up immediately. Just cold sweat pouring down the side of your right face. Roll another perception check for me.
Okay.
Okay. One of your pockets feels a little heavier than before.
I kind of stretch, but make it look like I'm just keeping my work. I totally didn't fall asleep. And I reach in my pocket.
All right. You reach in your pocket, and you feel there is a palm-size circular disc in there.
I kind of smile, but it's more of a like, okay, I can do this, than like a happy. And I nod and I'm like, yes, Tyne, I can't believe I know blacksmithing. God, it's terrible. Mm-hmm.
Tyne is like, oh, what, dear? Oh, yes, it's terrible. She has such delicate hands, too. And she just keeps going.
I leave the coin in my pocket for now. I don't take it out. I just kind of make a note of where it is and kind of go back to my work.
Okay. You also notice that your right hand, visually... Oh, wow. Hi. Shit, we need to get her on Skype.
Yeah, I was just about to say, shit,
Yeah. As we continue this, your right hand appears to be pink, but fades back to to your regular healthy skin color glow.
on Wednesdays you wear a pink hand.
Okay.
Got to add her. Okay, good. All right. So, Raine, you're working. Raine, what's up? What you doing?
What up? Hello.
There we go.
Yay!
Okay, wow.
Taken care of.
Yeah, Karen.
Was it a
World
moth?
20 is borked real bad. Even the people in the forums are saying it's borked real bad. They upgraded to a version 2 and it just fucked up everything.
Oh.
Yep.
We should revert then.
People tried going back to the version 1 and it still doesn't work. So they fucked up. But you're here.
Yeah.
Yay! How's
Yeah,
your coding?
I fucked something up at work and it's broken and it's supposed to go live like today and I can't figure it out, so I had to give it to the senior developer.
Oh.
Is Karen like super echoey to anyone else, or is it just
Not
me?
really, no.
No, she's okay for me.
No.
There's a very slight echo, but very, very slight.
To me, it literally sounds like she's like some sort of disembodied voice.
That's
is
super weird.
like, it's a little terrifying.
You're now a ghost of a Dragonborn?
Hello.
Nope, that didn't. I don't know what to do about this.
Exit and rejoin the call. That should fix it.
I was about to say, how do I do that?
Oh, just hang up, and I can either re-add you, or you could just re-enter again.
Okay,
Good luck.
I'll be back.
Yep.
Maybe. How do you hang up?
The red,
Oh, there it is.
the red hang up.
It's okay. I don't use Skype that much either.
I always use Skype, so I already had it open when you said, let's use Skype.
I understand why she's echoing now, because I can hear her on
Oh, you can hear her on
roll 20.
Oh.
That
Okay.
makes a lot of sense.
Okay,
I
I
can't hear
muted
anybody
it,
on roll 20.
I think.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
yep.
muted yourself. I see
You
that.
muted yourself, you fixed it, it's great, awesome.
10 out of 10. Everything's good now.
Hey,
It's
she's
fine.
a coder. She has to know how to troubleshoot things.
I'm sorry for this disturbance.
Nope.
Raine, what you up to?
Yeah, Raine. You have a cute. Well, I wouldn't say cute. I mean, unless you define elderly dwarven men cute. Statue that you purchased from Edders. Nice young man. Nice older man. What are you up to now?
Yeah, I think Raine would, talk to the, one of the fence in here, and more to find out who she would go to maybe find out more about this statue, or if he has any idea, but not so much.
He would. Hold on. Opening my Dropbox. Treasure Hunter folder. Good darn. There we go. Scarm. Scarm would probably tell you that the statue. Well, I can't find my bag of dice. Hold on. Sorry. Damn it. It's on my table.
Is this the one that I made a mental note of, this Dwarven Santa? Maybe not, sorry.
Dwarven Santa?
Never mind.
Okay, nice. Oh, and by the way, Bryn... Santa? By the way, then... Name spelled like that. Okay. Looking at it... Okay. Scarm will tell you that your best bet with the statue, since it's something of somewhat of a magical nature because of the self-repairing mechanism, would probably best you probably could a wizard would probably be your best bet on trying to figure out what this thing is. Maybe a wizard that knows, a spellcaster that knows a lot of history. He can't quite make heads or tails of it. Magic items that go beyond like a +1 enchantment or potions of healing or whatnot are anything outside those realms. Those items is not at his expertise. He deals with, non-magical pieces of art, jewelry, things of that nature, sometimes exotic weaponry that hasn't been enchanted with funky things. For somebody who might be able to help you, Godwin might be able to make something of this. He is a wizard in the guild that specializes in enchantment. Other than that, I mean, he could probably ask one or two of his contacts in Thundrum if you really want to have somebody look at this thing. But yes, he has an assistant named Sando. No. But he can't make heads or tails of something like this, unfortunately.
Well, thank you anyways. Scram?
Scarm. Yep.
Scram. I'll see what Godwin has to say about it. I'm not in much of a rush. I got it for a decent deal, shall we say, so can wait for a little bit of discovery. Hey, Tilda, what do you got in history?
Hang on. I think I've got, history? I have a +7.
That's not bad. I'll show it to Tilda eventually, but I'll just throw it at me or something.
So are you asking around for Godwin? Are you looking for Tilda?
Raine is going to inquire about if Godwin is around and available to examine this dwarven statue. And
All
its oddities.
Okay. Godwin is around. He went out earlier to do some errands, but he just got back not too long ago. The other guild members will tell you that he is currently in the cafeteria, trying to get some peace and quiet, as he says, away from that bull in a china shop, Chadwick. But he's in the cafeteria if you're looking for him.
So Raine will wander over to the cafeteria. I assume she finds him without any particular issue. And she'll go over to Godwin and say, Godwin, just the man I was looking for.
There is a wizard with thinning gray hair and light blue eyes, and when he looks up, you see there's a very thin pair of spectacles resting on his nose. He has a typically of some wizards, he has a large stack of books in front of him, and he has them positioned in front of him, to the left and to the right. There are 3 stacks of books, kind of like he's trying to shield himself from view, from any undesirables. But he says, "Hi, I have we met?"
I don't know yet, Godwin. I'm Raine Lavi, one of Elena's slightly more recent recruits. Had some interesting times. I happened to come into possession during one of our jobs and through some trading of an item that Scarm said you might be able to help me with.
I can certainly try.
Very much appreciated, of course.
I mean, if Scarm sent you to me, it's probably something that is out of his realm of expertise, I imagine.
Yeah, he's quite good for most of the normal things we run around, but every once in a while we need an expert to check out the more unique items.
Well, I can certainly have a look at it.
And with that cue, she will produce the dwarven statue from a statue and place it gently in front of him on a clear spot.
Okay. He gingerly picks it up. You see his hands glow, and he says, "Well, let's see, what can I... So this item has the effects, I believe, of the mending spell to some extent. Let's see. Oh, okay. If I were to guess, and I'm just making an educated guess, my dear, I suspect that this item, looking at some of the fashion, the robes on the dwarf in particular are quite old and was probably not wasn't made this millennia, I would say. I remember in some of my books that some wizards would wear, especially that of the dwarven variety, would wear clothing of this manner. He points out a couple details and a couple stitchings and embroideries that are on the dwarf that came from, I would say, probably older than the Rockbiter clan. It's a very interesting piece because I can't seem to glean too much information from it other than the style of dress on the dwarf, so probably made more than 1,000 years ago. And there has to be some other stronger enchantment other than this mending capability, because
is it like something is blocking your abilities?
no, it's more like, so the mending spell is a minor spell used by used, and it's something like this to be sustained for this long period of time. And do you know where this was found?
Yeah, guys, didn't the guys say something about the dwarven continent up north, not found, but maybe from? This has been a month, so I'm.
That's fine. Well,
I remember Ennard saying something.
Okay, well, definitely more than 1,000 years old. Definitely something sustaining it probably beyond the mending, or incorporating the mending spell. I've never seen the staff before. It doesn't look like any of the normal staves I've read about or have encountered in my travels. Yeah, other than this piece being
like normal, like a snake or something, or not a snake, but got like a special design to it or something.
No, I mean, it could be an artistic interpretation of one wizard's staff. That could be it. I wouldn't put that out of the realm of possibility. But I feel like if even reading texts that are, history of the mages, prior to this millennia, yeah, I'm not sure. I can't. It's very old. It's probably worth quite a bit, especially for its age and condition and the type of enchantment on it. Other than that, I can only really date it for you. So I'm terribly sorry. It's not too much information, and he gingerly hands back the statue.
Perhaps it'll lead to something else.
Perhaps. If you ever find anything, the enchantment which is attached to that mending spell or enhancing it, please let me know. That'd probably be a very interesting. It's a very interesting statue, and I would be very happy to, figure it out. Because I don't like leaving things unsolved.
I'm not much of a magic user myself, obviously. Could somehow the further enchantment be activated by activating the mending? I wonder perhaps if somehow damaging the object might be related to uncovering the rest of its information. Of course, that would be a big risk to take, obviously.
Yeah. I'm going to say something that I don't say very often. I'm not sure. It's pretty hard to discern. My best guess, and this is hypothetical. Completely hypothetical. This is not to be taken as a hypothesis that I could test. I mean, it could be my knowledge of rune magic is not very good. I know that it is practice, and it is a dwarven craft, mostly. It could be that, but other than that, I'm not sure.
I think I just browbeat our DM into giving me a hint because I was going totally the wrong way. Well, thank you for that information, Goblin. It's something certainly to follow up on. Probably not a lot of dwarven rune experts in the city, I imagine.
The best dwarven experts you're probably going to find are in Ironfast and in Nortec at that, because that's their capital. One thing out. What else was I about to say? Oh, yes. I do find the piece quite interesting. Do you mind if I take a very, very quick sketch of it, just to, just in case it comes up in my research?
Of course, you can help.
All right. He quickly takes out a piece of parchment and a piece of graphite, and he starts just doing a really hurried sketch of it, but getting it's most of the main features. And he also, takes a quill that he had by the side while he was doing some research, and he takes down some notes, self-mending, probably over millennia old, some magic that can be discerned, perhaps maybe speak to the dwarven magic casters about this if he finds more about it, etc., etc., etc. And it takes about maybe about 5 minutes until he's satisfied with the drawing, and he hands you back the statue.
Thank you, Godwin.
After round 1 is opened up.
What?
If I can
That's the arcade.
help you in any way, let me know. And of course, if you find anything else out, I would be most interested in hearing about it.
Well, will do. I will certainly keep an eye out on anything I find.
Necros, have a good day. And,
You too as well, Raine. And he goes back and he goes into back into research mode, so to speak. Okay, so Zaitari's out. Tilda, what were you up to?
Let's see.
What up?
What's up?
Critical.
Is this the same day as?
Can't Grenade Arcade.
And who is that? Did no one else hear that?
I heard that. I think it was just
Okay.
somebody in the background.
It was my boyfriend in the background.
All right. I'm just like all of a sudden I heard a male voice, and I'm like, that's.
No,
Should
get out,
be
no
there.
men. No men.
They've infiltrated.
So is it the same day as the last time that we played?
I would say so. It's probably nearing the end of that day at this point.
All right. I guess I would go out to I'm gonna look for a smaller magic shop,
Okay.
smaller than the ninth. I'm leaving the ninth life.
Okay.
I'm looking for something smaller, maybe in a lower class of town or something. I don't know, like a middle class or something like that. Magic shop.
Are you
wanna look-
looking for an alchemist or a scribe or like a wand right? I mean, or
No,
kind of a
I'm
general?
I am looking for someone who can get me something for dark vision. Like I want if it's a dark vision potion or an item or something.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so you eventually, walk around, taking a look at the stores nearby, maybe asking a shopper every so often where there could be a smaller, maybe a mom and pop magic shop.
Sure.
And eventually you find a place called the Skeleton Closet. They point you to. It is
Skeleton closet.
yes.
That
It is.
sounds ominous.
Yeah, it doesn't sound ominous at all. You eventually find yourself there. It's in probably within, I'd say, 5 or 6 blocks of the Ugly Harpy. A tad rundown. The store could use a new fresh coat of paint for sure, and the sign definitely needs to be touched up. The white paint that was representing the skeleton on the store is faded, very faded. And there is a simple once was probably a gold letter writing on glass that has faded away and been tarnished with age. When you walk in, there is a very homely individual, human, that is wearing a very, very simple wizard robes of gray, and just individual looks like he is probably in his mid-40s, has a salt and pepper goatee, and a rather gaunt face. And in the store itself, you see, there are a couple heads on the wall. Yeah, one of what looks like to be a minotaur of some sort. There are a couple. Yes, there are a couple stands with some armor, of leather, of chain, and there is. Let's see here. I need to go to my downloads. There are also, a couple bunches of herbs that are hanging off different places in the ceiling. There's sort of this kind of musky smell that hits your nose as soon as you walk in.
Real pleasant place.
Oh, real pleasant. And the individual, perks up when you walk through the door and says, customer. Sorry, it's been a while. Is there something I can help you with, miss? My name is Henry, by the way. Sorry, I've forgotten my manners.
Hello there, darling. Well, this is quite an interesting, cozy, quaint little place you have here. I was wondering if you might have anything that could give a person some dark vision for a certain amount of time.
Let me see. He ducks down.
Also, I'm staying very close to the door.
I think I may have something like that. Let's see.
I pretty much walked in and was almost about to walk out. He talked to me like shit.
Let's see. Well, I might have some scrolls. He starts taking out scroll tubes. Very plain scroll tubes from beneath the counter. No, this one tosses it behind his back. This one hits the floor with a clunk to it. There we go. Second level. There we are. I have one scroll of dark vision. This scroll would cost you 187 gold pieces. He sets it on the table. I also have, let's see, hold on. And, all the scrolls that are on the table, other than the dark vision scroll, he just pushes it on the floor on his side. Let's see. Where is that? Here it is. And he takes out this big greenish leather tome. Covers with dust. Okay, let's see. Inventory. You see, he's kind of excited because you're probably the first person who's walked into the shop in quite a while.
Not regretting that decision at all.
Let's see. Here we go. Yes, be right back. And goes into the back room.
Take your time, darling.
There are several minutes of straight crashings of metal on metal. At some point, you think you hear a cat yowl. Maybe he accidentally stepped on its tail. But he comes out, and I think these might... So if you don't want the scroll, I think these might suit you if you're looking for something a little more permanent. All we have to do is take out your eyes, and he watches your reaction for a moment.
And that reaction is like, what? You know, like
he kind of waves you off and says, "I'm kidding, my dear. Nobody has a sense of humor these days." I think I have exactly what you might be looking for. He takes out a pair of goggles. They are... It looks like they are made from a goldish, brass-like material. The center of these goggles are bright green, like emeralds. Ordered over the middle portion of the goggles, there is what looks like to be a hook-like, almost looking like a beak. And
yeah.
Yep. And he says,
I've seen them in the Dungeon Master's guide. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. And he's like, these are goggles of night. They will allow you to have dark vision in a range of 60 feet. If you already had dark vision, this would extend the range, but I'm making the assumption that you are like as I, and unfortunately don't have the gifts of those of other races. So
do you have anything that's less, how do I put this, that's going to make me look less owlish?
Well, hold on. And he goes back into the book. Let's see. What about... No, that probably won't help because... No.
Just, do you have another pair or something?
I might. I mean, are you looking for something to just primarily put over your eyes, or are you maybe you wouldn't mind holding something that would grant you dark vision?
Just something that's less, something a little more aesthetically pleasing. If you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yes, these would make you quite owlish. Let's see. I
have now cautiously approached the his counter type of thing.
Well, I might have one thing. It's gonna be quite expensive. But I have this robe, and it will allow you to see in the dark, as well as other things as well. And he takes out a crimson red robe from a box from underneath the counter. I don't know how you feel about this because I know you were opposed to looking like an owl. When he unfurls the robe, it's a crimson dark robe with what looks like eyes all over it.
Huh.
They are, they're not, they're just in the fabric, but it's these will grant you dark vision. Unfortunately, this robe would be significantly more expensive because it would allow you to see invisible creatures. You could also see into the ethereal plane, and you could see in all directions, actually. Unfortunately, the eyes on the robe don't close. You can close your own eyes though, while wearing this robe. Don't worry.
You know what, darling? I think I'll just take the scroll.
Okay. That will be 187 gold pieces. I wish I could make this robe look a little more pleasing to the eye. I'm never gonna get rid of it.
Very clever.
He just blankly stares at you. Excuse me?
Oh, I thought you were making a joke, darling. A pun, as it were.
Oh, I get it. Oh, yes. That's actually quite funny. I didn't even realize it. But yes, the scroll of dark vision will last an hour. But you will be able to, I believe, see 100 and maybe. Hold up, sorry. It's been a while since somebody's wanted to buy something like this. 8 hours. 8 hours. I'm sorry. 8 hours. 60 feet of dark vision.
Now, darling, and I'm gonna kind of lean one hand on the counter.
Okay.
Smile. 187, you said?
Yes.
How about 160? I bat my eyes a little.
Okay. Roll persuasion.
By the way, did I mention how lovely your little store is? Hang on, persuasion.
Wow. Nice.
He
Hold on, shouldn't she have to roll deception after saying his door was nice?
He looks at you and he says, I'll tell you what. 160, and he takes out a very small stack of business cards, and you hand these out to people you know to come to my shop.
Done.
Okay. There's only about, you look at the stack, there's only about 20 cards in there. But yes, 160, and you tell people about my shop. Thank you.
Wonderful, darling. I'll hand over the gold.
Okay. He takes it.
Pocket the scroll.
Thank you for visiting the skeleton's closet. You have a wonderful day.
You as well, darling. And then I'm gonna go to the ugly harpy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Zaitari.
Looking for Bryn.
Okay.
Yes.
Zaitari, there are...
Or Zaitari.
When you walk into the ugly harpy, there are, the Ted waves at you. Zaitari, was it?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, you have quite a few messages. Yes. Apparently, they were waiting for a response of sorts back at the Solar Inn. Here you go. He hands you a...
I told that guy to please tell her, or I left a message there that I said I was saying yes.
Yes, I remember that.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't. right now. So he hands you a small stack of envelopes, and all right. And he goes back to serving his customers. Each envelope is sealed with a blue wax seal of what looks like a dragon curling in on itself. And each one is there's delicate handwriting on each. When you go, there are about 4 envelopes there. One of them feels very thick. The first envelope is a message to you from Maite, and she is very happy that you have accepted the offer, and would like to discuss business with you, perhaps in the next day or so over dinner with her and her client. You are welcome to bring anybody you wish to the dinner, business associates or whatnot. The dinner will be at the Jovial Pheasant. The second envelope is also an additional message from Maite, saying that if there are anything in the meantime that they can provide for you for the performance, just write down what you need. And the third one of the other envelopes, you open it up. Apparently, Maite is very scattered. And there are 10 tickets inside.
Oh, okay. Nice.
They are to invite anybody you wish to the Ice Queen show. You see that these tickets are actually for the front row.
Ooh.
And
I could probably sell those off for a pretty penny.
You probably could. And the fourth envelope, the fourth or stab hub. There could be a stab hub too. There is a fourth envelope, and there is a. This one is this message is quite. It's strange. You look at it, and it looks like it's a flyer to a performance, but not the Ice Queens. This flyer is This flyer is a flyer for the Leaping Lizard, a acrobatics performer. Of sorts.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it is a little weird. What does it say on the flyer? Like, does it give a date, where, that kind of thing?
Yep, it gives a date. The date is 4 days from now.
Okay.
And they will be performing at the Solar Inn.
Interesting.
This one does not have your name on it.
Oh, okay. They're probably advertising.
So those are the messages that you received.
Okay. And 4 days from now, does that conflict at all with what I'll be doing, or is that before or after what I'll be doing?
It would be a little before what you'd be doing.
Okay. So one of the first things I want to do, who all is in headquarters right now?
Well, I know Tilda, Raine, I think you're still there because you're speaking to Godwin. Bryn, what are you up to?
If I've finished up with time for the day, I would have headed back.
All right, so Bryn's there. Corrin, what are you up to? You're muted.
Also,
Are you
I was
muted?
actually gonna look for everyone.
Let me see. Possibly, I don't know. I can't tell.
It's nighttime right now, right?
It's getting close to the early evening. Yes. I know that you're speaking to Andel most of the day and Nutmeg her squirrel. I had to remember that her squirrel is named Nutmeg because my notes suck.
Nutmeg, squirrel, somebody, sister.
Yeah, pretty much.
What would you be up to?
I'm just like walking around looking for a pub.
Okay.
Or an inn.
Alright, so you start walking around, and I need you to make a perception check.
Okay. Skills.
Okay. I was talking to Corrin.
Her.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So you're walking around, and all of a sudden, Shiloh stops. And he starts growling. And when you follow his gaze, you see to your left there is a stall that seems to be selling what looks like to be caged animals. And he starts growling at the stall.
What kind of animals?
All sorts of animals. There are a couple exotic animals. Like in some of the larger cages, you see tigers. Smaller cages, there are chickens of different types. Some have purple feathers. Some have magnificent plumes on their head. There are a couple snakes. A couple sparrows of probably different varieties. Some that you suspect that are not native to this continent. But when you follow Shiloh's gaze, there is a smaller cage. There appears to be a very young fox pup in one of them. Very young. The orange color, like the orange coloring of the animal, has not even shown yet. It's still very tan. And Shiloh, and the man manning the stall is a gnome. And he's shouting, "Exotic pets, familiars from all across the land, please, please, step up, step up. We're about to close shop soon."
Okay, I walk up and say hello.
Hello there, miss. That is a fine canine you have there at your side. How can I help you?
I would be interested in purchasing one of these familiars, pets.
Oh, are you looking to get something, something that would get along with your companion? We have this magnificent beast here, and he points to the tiger. We recently caught in Nan Lyre, northern on the north, very north of Robur. We also have a couple, well, I dare say, experimentations the wizards had in the Thundrum that have not gone awry, but had weird results. Hence the purple hen. We also have, and he goes underneath and pulls out a yellow and white, what looks like an albino python. And he's like, this is a python from the wilds. They don't move much. They do love the body heat. You can wrap it around your neck, probably like a scarf. It could be for aesthetic, or it could be for a pet, I suppose. Are you? I mean, what would you be interested in?
I was actually interested in the pup in the smaller cage.
Oh, I see. And you already see Shiloh is kind of nosing the cage, a little concerned. Roll a nature check. Okay, it doesn't take much for you to see, because it's basic. The fox pup appears to have a pretty bad case of mange. And now that you are closer to the stall, you can see this. His nose and patches of his fur look slightly scabby. The creature looks a little bit malnourished. When Shiloh starts nosing at the cage, the pup barely reacts.
Oh. I know. Oh.
I guess if you weren't looking for something a little more exotic, I can, I mean, I have been trying to sell him for a while. I'd be willing to let him go at, maybe 4 gold pieces?
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to take him.
Okay. He opens the cage. He takes a fox pup out, and he takes your 4 gold. Thank you very much, miss. Have a nice day.
You too, thank you.
Yep.
I want to see about possibly bringing him to a healer or someone who makes medicine that could potentially help his mange.
You have a few options. So you ask around, and first, veterinarians are a little out of the ordinary, especially in this kind of town. Usually somebody would give them to a cleric. You do know that the cleric of Arathis, the Priestess Helena, is capable of healing magic. And she has treated the people that you brought back from the Wanti, so it is possible that she would probably be able to help you with this.
Okay, then I want to venture to her with the pup and Shiloh.
Okay. The pup, who is now resting very comfortably in your arms, kind of trying to nose his way deeper, kind of trying to bury itself in you. It seems like it's a little. It's not very responsive. You noticed it's kind of acting like a very, very sick animal at this point. I mean, judging by it, you probably don't think it'll last the end of the week. But you make your way to Priestess Helena's, to the Temple of Arathis, and Trish is there, just simply, cleaning the temple, when she sees you, and she says, "Oh, you are one of Lord Nightwell's rescuers. It's good to see you again. Is there anything? Did you want to see the patients? Is there anything I could help you with, perhaps?"
Yes, I purchased this pup, and I wanted to see about possibly getting it healed because it has mange and it's in very poor condition. I was afraid that it might pass away if it wasn't able to get the care it needs.
Okay. Let me see. Well, if you here you go. If you would pay, well, we do heal. We do ask for a very very small donation. Let's see. If possible, remove. Let's see. If we do a lesser restoration, and you already see that she is trying to think what would be the best way to help cure this animal. A lesser restoration. Let's see. Remove disease. It's been a while since I've done it. Usually, Priestess Helena would do something like this, but now that have more training, all right. So if we were to use a lesser restoration, that would probably work. We do ask for a donation of maybe 30 gold pieces, if possible. But yes, 30 gold piece donation to the church, and I could remove the disease that that is befalling this creature. However, that would get rid of the mange. The malnutrition would have to be something that can't be cured simply by a spell. You would just have to start feeding the creature a good diet, as it were.
Yes. Yeah, I would love to give you a donation to help me heal this animal who has mange.
Okay. So you give her 30 gold pieces. She puts it in the donation box, and she starts, her hands start to glow with a light blue light after you hand her the creature, and the creature is very still at this point. And she closes her eyes, and she mutters a prayer in Celestial. And the glow migrates from her hands into the creature's body and over the parts where the mange is visible. And the scabs start sliding off, and little little bits of fur start to grow. After a minute or so, the fox pup kind of fully opens his eyes and is looking around, and there's some energy back into the creature, and she hands it over to you, kind of looking a little scared because it looks like it wants to start chewing her fingers in a playful manner. And she kind of hands the pup to you. Sorry, I don't heal or tend to animals very often, especially of the wild variety. But the mange should be gone. It looks like it's starting, so the scabbing's starting to peel off. I do recommend that you start feeding it whatever foxes eat, I think. Just a good healthy diet, and maybe within a week, maybe two, he should be back to normal.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for helping me.
No, it's no problem at all.
Mm-hmm.
You have a nice day, and if you need any other healing services, please let me know. I would be happy to help.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too. And she goes back to sweeping, that a little, and attending to a growing pile of dust, in the corner. So, Corrin, as you walk out with the pup is kind of, starting to paw at your hand. starting to try to fight with your hand, actually. He, like, bites the corner of your sleeve and tries to kind of playfully roll to the side, and wrapping its legs around your arm and start kicking, sort of like a cat, kind of like a dog at the same time. You remember when Shiloh was probably around this age, he was very playful and wanted to play fight everything. And Shiloh now is staring back up at you with the new pup in your arms.
So, I'd like to go to a pub and possibly get food for all three of us.
Okay. Did you just want to go back to the Ugly Harpy? They serve food there.
Yes.
Okay. So you head back to the Ugly Harpy. You eventually find Ted, who recognizes you since you travel with the group that saved his family. And he is more than happy to give you and the new kit some meat scraps that they don't use for this is the Ugly Harpy. I hesitate to say the finer dishes in the establishment, but they're not really any fine dishes. So he gives him some healthy portions of meat that a wolf or a fox would be more than happy to eat. And the little kit starts just eating and eating and eating until his belly is a little swollen. And kind of just, after a minute or two of trying to play with Shiloh's kind of, takes by the scruff every once in a while and, just lightly tosses him, over like the wood paneling of the bar, just kind of like, hey, I'm the alpha here, you're not the alpha, I am, so learn your place. He eventually goes over to Shiloh and curls up next to him and starts to fall asleep.
Okay.
Alright,
Cool.
Zaitari, I think you were looking for everybody else.
Yes. I want to give everybody tickets
Okay.
to the show. Which is pretty much why I was wondering I was wondering if everybody was at the Ugly Harpy, or if I had to find anybody.
No, everybody's at the Ugly Harpy at this point.
Okay. I'm going to obviously give a ticket to all of my traveling companions. I will give 2 to Tilda so that she can give 1 to Theo as well. I'll just hand her 2 and give her a nice wink. And then we'll walk off. I'll also hand 2 to... oh, geez. Hold on. I'll hand 2 to Raine so that she and her brother can come. So that's 4. 1 to Bryn, 1 to Corrin. And I'm just kind of like blasting through just to brevity it. Unless somebody wants to ask me about it, in which case I will gladly do this in character. I don't mind.
I just want to know what time the performance is going to be.
It will be in about a week.
Okay.
In the evening. Where is it at? DM?
The tickets say that it will be taking place in the Golden Amphitheater in the Noble District.
Yes, there, and I'll point to it on the ticket. Feel free to bring along a companion.
I have no idea to what you're referring, darling.
Oh, of course not. And then I'll run around handing out other tickets to everybody else. I will also, let's see, that's 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, okay. And then I will hand 1 to Elena.
Mm-hmm.
Will she accept?
Elena will accept. She's
slide it under the door.
She kind of grins at you. Is like, that's a very good opportunity that you're working with her. Maybe this will get your foot in the door, as the performers say.
Well, who knows? That's 7. 3 more. Is Tegan here?
Yeah, Tegan's around. He's currently chatting with Chadwick, looking quite bored.
Okay, I'm gonna try to peel him away.
Okay. And then as you approach Tegan and Chadwick, you hear Chadwick's like, and then I dislocated its spine, and Tegan's standing there looking blankly at him. Chadwick, why are you telling me this? And it's like, well, I thought that, you with your, you with your gadgets and everything, I was wondering, if you could make me something that would not only, I'm good at dislocating, crushing spines, but maybe if there was more, more force behind it, like maybe you can put like one of those, I don't know, I think I've seen it once from you. There's was like fire in the back, and Tegan's like, sure, I guess. And he knows this is you approach. It's like, oh, I need to talk to Zaitari. This is very important business. Sorry, Chadwick, I gotta go. And Chadwick's like, so you'll make me that maul that has fire coming out of it? And Tegan's like, sure. I'll put it on the list of things I need to make. It'll be done in some time in the future. Maybe in the realm of never. Hi, Zaitari. He's like, thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello.
You have no idea how difficult it was to listen to that person drone on and on about his exploits.
There's a certain skill to half listening.
I wish.
It definitely comes with a bit of practice, but once you get it right, they can never tell. Very useful.
You think I would have learned it back in my time in Dighton, but never really picked up on the skill. My sister did it quite well, actually. Can I help you, though?
Yes, I actually just received a rather large set of tickets for the Ice Queen's performance next week. I was actually here to give you one.
Oh, well, I haven't been to the theater in quite some time, and the Ice Queen, I would love to go. How did you get a hold of so many tickets?
Oh, actually, the woman who scouted me, I suppose, sent me over 10 tickets.
Wow,
I actually have 3 left. I'm not sure what to do with them.
Huh. You have 3 left, you say?
Yes.
Let's see.
I already gave 1 to all of my companions. Some of them got an extra. I gave 1 to Elena and you. So...
Well, I can tell you right now that those tickets, I mean, if you wanted to sell them off, I mean, they're worth about maybe 50 gold each. Quite hefty sum for a performance. I do believe I saw that little halfling that your compatriots hung around with. He's in the kitchen.
Deacon is a good idea. Who's Belzor?
Belzor is the halfling.
The halfling,
Deacon
that's-
is it's a kobold.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I knew Deacon was the kobold, but I know he was glamoring himself to look like something else. So.
A gnome.
Gotcha. That's it. All right.
Yeah, Belzor is a halfling teenage boy that we kind of took in.
Ah,
He was
gotcha.
living on the streets.
Okay.
He and Deacon have a lot in common.
I could give 1 to Deacon and the
Yeah.
halfling boy. It still leaves me with 1.
Maybe you should... hold on. Yes? 1 second.
Sure. I was thinking I should just give one to Chadwick for shiggles. It would be funny.
Shits and giggles is that shiggles?
Yes, yes.
Jesus.
It's all good. Tegan wanted you to come with him.
Or you could give one to what's his face? Lord Skullsword.
Oh yeah. I could go. Yeah, I need to drop by the temple and talk to him anyways. So either that, or I'll just leave it with Priestess Helena and have her give it to him.
That could work too.
Hey, sweetheart.
Well, the last time I tried to go talk to him, she wouldn't let me. So
I was playing my D&D.
Skullsword is the dwarf, right? That I had a
Yep.
rapport with. Okay.
Yep.
I'll write his name down.
The longer than I meant to.
Hey Lynn, you're not muted.
I had someone going reporting stuff.
Alright.
Sadly, all the local places were just 90-minute waits. So I just got Papa John's. I mean, like, non-chains.
Pizza!
Got a meat one for you.
Good old Papa.
There's a meat pizza there for you.
There we go.
Okay. Alright, well, I will be here. I'll be indisposed, kind of, but, the pizza, I'm not sure. Probably at least another hour, I would guess.
Alright, there we go. I think she muted herself. Which is good. Because I'm like, I feel really uncomfortable listening to half of her conversation with whomever she's talking to.
Well, it's good. It was just about pizza, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's metaphor for something else.
Oh, jeez.
Who else
Are
did
you
we
judging
rescue?
my pizza choices?
Yeah, we're pizzas.
Well,
I mean,
Karen is.
I'm gonna be honest. It's not that great. I've mostly
I've honestly
mostly
never
just like
had
their
Papa
garlic
John's
butter.
pizza because there never really was one nearby, and also because I don't like Papa as a person, so I don't order from Papa
Oh.
John's.
Okay.
I wanted to get the local stuff. Be like, oh, I'm new here. 90 minutes. Screw that noise.
Yeah, local places always have a longer wait because that's just how they are. The fast food pizza places have it down to an art. Especially Domino's, I find every time I would order from there, it would be here like a half an hour.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that I didn't mute my mic. I'll work on that.
Hello.
That's fine. That's fine. I was just telling these guys, I just felt awkward listening to your half of the conversation, and I'm like, if this turns into something more personal, you know.
Yeah.
Stop and listen.
Pardon? What?
Like, we could clearly hear you. Oh, sorry.
Was that me or was that somebody
No.
else?
It was someone else.
Okay.
you're
Did you get your pizza, Bert? Lynn?
I already ate my pizza.
Oh, okay.
My boyfriend just got off work and he was calling to let me know he was on his way home.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I didn't mute myself when I was talking to him.
Okay, that's fine. I could also, at 1:46, I could say that I can edit that out.
I don't think I said anything weird. I just said, hey, how was your day?
Pizza, Papa John's.
It's
Yay.
open to interpretation.
Okay, what was I gonna say? Oh, Tegan says, you could give one to your new boss.
Oh yes, I could do that too. Would she appreciate it? You know of her.
I know of her. I mean, you could probably ask Elena. She knows her more better than I do. Because she's actually spoken to her. I mean, it couldn't hurt. I mean, the worst thing she could say is no, right?
Yes. I think I have a backup in mind if she says no. But thank you for the ideas. Though, if you'll need me within the next any amount of time, I'm going to be practicing basically nonstop because I am more nervous than I will admit to anybody else. So I need to make sure that I am prepared. Other important question for you. Do you know if they make potions that will enhance I don't know how to say it.
Enhance one's ability to perform or to...
Yes, well, that can be taken in a very sexual way.
I believe me, I realize that, but in this instance, you know, you're in good company. Maybe, let me think. I mean, other than items that would enhance your charismatic charm, not that you need to enhance it any further. I mean, any further
that
enhancement
won't help.
with your charisma, and you might have even, you know, the Prime Minister eating out of your hand at this point, I'd say. I would say that they may have perhaps scrolls that can give you enhancements. There is, if I do recall, and I actually need to... Where's the die? Okay. There are spells that could enhance your ability. I believe clerics and druids can cast such spells. I just need a couple seconds. That's not it. That's not it. Or they just got rid. They probably got rid of them.
What, enhance ability?
No, enhance ability. Did they replace like? Yeah, they they definitely replaced like Ego Splendor. And
Well, they didn't replace it. They all just put it in under the spell enhance ability.
Okay.
You get to choose which one you want to do.
Ah.
Ego Splendor does exist just within that specific spell. So it does give you advantage on your charisma checks.
Right. Oh, there it is.
There is a potion of that exists. I want to buy the shit out of it.
There is not a potion, but there is, there would probably be a scroll. It is a second level spell. And,
that's good.
And it would have to be, 1 second, nope. So it would probably have to be I want to say, there it is. You could probably get it casted on by a cleric, if possible. But yeah, that would be, it would be very difficult to find an enhanced ability potion. The only thing I can think of is maybe if you got a scroll and found somebody that could cast a spell, or if the cleric in question knew the spell, or druid.
Well, the scroll route does sound like a very solid idea. I will probably go for that. I wonder if there's such a thing as renting trinkets that will enhance charismatic abilities. I have to ask around, but thank you, Tegan.
No, any time, my dear. I do look forward to your performance on the stage, more than I do the Ice Queen, to be honest. I'd like to see what you could do. I don't believe I've ever seen you perform before. But you know what I mean.
Yes, I do know what you mean. But actually, I do have one more thing. In my notes, actually, two more things. Sorry. First thing, in my letters that I had delivered here from the inn that Mai Tai saw me at, um, this strange flyer came as well. I don't believe she sent it. I think it's probably an advertisement because they're performing in the Solar Inn. But I'm wondering if you've ever heard of them, and I'll show him the flyer.
Oh, the leaping lizards. I've seen them once. They were mediocre at best, I'd say. So I think this is more of an advertisement. I've seen their flyer around, around Vox. I think they're desperate for attention. So I think it was just junk, I suppose.
Yes, I kind of. That's pretty much what I imagined. Are they Dragonborn, kobolds, lizard folk? Or is that just their name?
I think it's just their name. I believe they are human. Yeah, I was trying to remember if they were half elven or elven, but I believe they're just humans. That probably thought the name sounded neat.
Well, I'll probably check it out anyways, just because I'm sure I'll need some kind of a break in a couple of days. The other thing is, I was invited to a dinner with Mai Tai, as well as, I think, the Ice Queen as well, because she mentioned her client, but didn't specifically say the Ice Queen. But that's what makes the most sense. She said I'm allowed to invite anybody I would like to, and honestly, I would like to invite somebody because I don't quite feel comfortable going by myself.
Oh, yeah, I could accompany you if that is what you're asking. Of course, I could.
That would be wonderful. If you do such a thing, I think it would be impressive if we matched our colors. I will be wearing reds and gold.
All right, I will make sure that I compliment your outfit then.
Very good.
When will this be?
Oh, I actually still need to confirm that. She said within the next day or two. I will try to get it for tomorrow night, but I will let you know if it's any different. And I'll tell him where it says that the dinner is, because I can't remember, because my memory is just awful.
Okay. The jovial pheasant. That's a very high class establishment, if I remember correctly.
I would imagine.
It usually takes forever to get a reservation, but I suppose if you're the Ice Queen, then you don't have to be on the waiting list.
Probably not.
All right. Well, I would love to accompany you to dinner. And I look forward to seeing you perform. And I don't think you should be as nervous as you are. I think you're gonna do great. Because let's face it, you are a very talented and charming woman, and I believe that you will captivate your audience as you have captivated me.
Flatterer.
Aww.
Thank you. With that, I will take my leave. I will leave 2 tickets with Ted upstairs to hand to Belzor and Deacon. If they're not interested, then to just leave the tickets with him. And you know what? If one of them don't want to go, you can go.
I was just about to say, I'll hand the tickets to Ted. These aren't for you.
Well, you know.
Yeah, Ted's like, yeah. I mean, it's fine. I believe me. I rarely go to that district, and I probably couldn't find anything to wear, to be quite honest. To the Golden Amphitheater. It's pretty ritzy, if I say so. But yeah, your friend Deacon, he's over there, and he points by the fireplace. He looks like he's chatting with a very bored-looking halfling. The person who's conversing to the halfling is a very enthusiastic gnome with mousy brown hair, and he's just throwing his hands up wildly, like you can't see because the web camera is not on, and the halfling is just looks like he's on his like third pint at this point.
I think. Honestly, Ted, I'd rather you hand it to him and him find me later to thank me. He seems quite enraptured in his stories right now.
Understood. I mean, once in a while, his stories, aren't great, but every so often, he produces a gem. I begin to like the little guy. I just wish he'd stop tripping over things. He's broken 2 bar stools since he's been here.
Okay. My next errand is to go to the Solar Inn and leave a message.
Okay.
Or, possibly, if I can, just find Mai Tai, because that will just be so much easier than leaving her a note.
Okay.
I like that that's her name now.
Yeah, it's not my Tay, it's now my Tai.
Oh, shit, it is. It's like, oh yeah, obviously it's Mai Tai. No, okay. Mai Tai. It's definitely Mai Tai. I'll remember that now.
Okay.
Yes, I will try to find Mai Tai and just try to tell her that tomorrow night will be lovely. I will have one accompany me and thank her for the tickets as well. And also, I need to talk to. Shit.
You need to talk to shit?
Yes, obviously. That is exactly what I need to talk to. Did I write her name down? That is the question. Nope. Of course
Who
I
are you
did.
trying to find?
The woman who's recruiting us.
Oh, Alexandria.
Yes, thank you.
At the Ninth Life.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, you can find
Talking to shit.
you can find Alexandria at the Ninth Life.
Okay.
She it's her clerks will tell you that she's still in her office. And when you walk to the door, it's open. Alexandria is currently just writing what looks like a thick tome, and when she looks up at you, she says, "Oh, Zaitari. Is there anything I can help you with?"
Actually, I'm here to invite you to my performance at. Why? God damn it! Oh, why am I so bad at this?
The Golden Amphitheater?
Yes. I just want to say the Gold Saucer because of Final Fantasy VII. That is just where my head goes. Yes, I am here to invite you to my performance. I am opening for the Ice Queen at the Golden Amphitheater in about a week. Which is one of the reasons why I requested that we hold off for a little while. I do have other things that I would like to discuss with you, but I don't quite have them sorted out yet.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. Like I told you, my door is open to any questions or concerns you may have. But I am actually quite very flattered that you are inviting me to your performance. I look forward to seeing you perform. It'd be very interesting to see somebody outside of my bardic college performing. I don't often get the luxury of seeing other bards perform, unfortunately, but this would be a treat.
Well, hopefully it goes as well as I am intending.
I'm sure you'll do fine.
Thank you. Oh, yes, that's right. Actually, you are a provider of magical items. I am looking for such things. Would you happen to have any scrolls of enhanceability?
That is a level 2 ability. I believe I would have. We do keep a number of level 2 scrolls in stock. I should have one. Hold on, please.
Of course.
Aisha! Aisha! And you see a woman run in, with a tattoo on her face, dark black hair. Yes, Lady Silverway. Aisha, can you get out a scroll of enhanceability, please? And Aisha goes, and probably a good 2 minutes later, she comes back with a scroll tube, a simple leather scroll tube, and hands it to Alexandria. And Alexandria says, "Thank you," and she goes back to her station. I do believe I have one. If this is what you're looking for, she hands it to you.
Yes, this is perfect.
Is there anything else you require?
Yes. I was wondering, I'm not completely familiar myself with magical items, so I'm not sure if would there be anything that would grant any increase into charismatic ability besides obviously the scroll of enhanceability that I am now buying, I suppose. Like a ring or necklace, something along those lines. I'm not looking to purchase it permanently. I would, if you do such things, I pretty much just looking to rent it.
Son of a bitch.
Oh. Hello?
Oh, she quickly dropped and rejoined.
KK.
You guys got me?
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
we can
good.
hear you.
You like echoed pretty hard when you came in, so I was making sure that wasn't happening.
Something else here.
Let me see. I think I do have one thing that might interest you.
Okay.
I'm trying to give me a second.
Or if there's anything that will, in game terms, give me any bonuses specifically just to performance.
I'm just looking.
I don't think that exists, but
it is. She looks at you, and you say you just want to borrow it for the evening, correct?
yes, the evening of the performance, just to ensure things go smoothly.
Okay. I think I can do that. She goes into her drawer, and she hands you. Here we go. She hands you a stone. It is I'm just trying to look at the color here. There we go. It is it looks like a very, very wired, thin circlet. But when she hands it to you, you notice that around the wire there is a marbled pink and green sphere that orbits. And Alexandria says, "This is an Ayun stone of leadership. This is my personal item. If you want, you can borrow it for the night of the performance. You just have to attune to it."
Oh.
This will, in game
wonderful.
terms, our game turns, this will increase your charisma score by 2 to a maximum of 20.
One of my In my Thursday group, our paladin has one of those.
Okay.
He enjoys it a lot.
It's really nice once you get up to high levels. But she says this is yeah, just return to me after the performance is done, and yeah.
If you would like to hold on to it until then, I absolutely do not mind. I'll probably see you the day before anyways. Or at some point anyways. Like I said, there are some things I want to discuss. I just need to figure out what it is I need to ask, I suppose.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be here unless I find myself whisked away by some other duty. I doubt it, though. Will you be in need of an instrument, or does your performance, is your performance of a different nature other than musical instrument?
No, I will be dancing.
Okay. All right. Well, whenever you think of whatever you wanted to talk about with me, let me know.
Well, like I said, I have an idea, but I'm not certain about it yet. It's a little complicated, I guess.
No worries. Just take your time. And you have a very good evening, Miss Zesteban.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay. Oh, and Zaitari.
Yes. Yes.
Have you do you know? I'm getting the sense from your group that they would. I don't want to speak for them, but do you have a general notion of how your group feels about my offer? If you don't want to tell me, if you still need to discuss it amongst yourselves, I don't want to intrude. I just want to know if I could start making the proper arrangements for travel and whatnot, if you decide to accept. If you don't decide to accept, then my travel arrangements will only include one, obviously.
Yes, I actually am not sure about the rest of my group. I have not had a chance to talk to all of them about this. I think we probably should do that this evening, just to take care of it. I myself, after some discussion, will be saying yes.
Okay.
Regardless of what I have to talk to you about, I am still saying yes.
Okay, that's good. Roll an insight check.
Okay. I'm on that page.
Okay.
Yes.
You watch her, and she seems relieved would be the wrong word to describe it. When you tell her that you are probably going to say yes, she nods very slowly, as if thinking, as if being very thoughtful. She's neither relieved. You do not see a smile on her face. A slight look of concern. But that's what you pick up.
Okay.
All right. Well, sorry for calling you back. You must have many errands to run, so...
Oh, no, it's quite all right.
I will see you soon, then.
Yes.
All
And
right.
have a good evening.
You too.
I'm gonna head back to the Ugly Harpy, and I'm actually gonna ask everybody to have a little group powwow. Assuming everybody's there, of course.
Well, no ways
I'm
to any
there.
other ways.
I'm there with my fox and my puppy.
The fox has woken up at this point. It was a short nap and starts gnawing on your boot.
Of course.
Luckily,
Oh,
I have
joy.
Skylo to baby him.
Shiloh every once in a while is giving him the pick him up by the scruff or nudging him away from you. Try not to have your boots be destroyed.
All right. So I'm at the ugly harpy. Is everyone else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Can we say that we moved this to like one of the private rooms or something like that?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, I was going to suggest that as well.
Yeah, Ted will say like, yeah, the back room is all open. I'll make sure that nobody comes and disturbs you. I'll tell the other, the cook and the other bar back that don't go in during this time. So you guys got the privacy you need. Or that.
I'm also going to do that.
Okay.
So,
Lehman's tiny private hut.
That's cool. Does
Yes.
this include Shiloh and my puppy?
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
guys have
I
plenty of
just-
room.
yeah, there's.
Cool.
If you would like them to be in the circle, they can be. So there are things we need to discuss.
Yes, I believe the most pressing matter is discussing Alexandria's offer to us.
Well, I'm going.
Fox immediately just nibbles on you.
I've been thinking about it, and as much as turning a profit and swindling nobles is really quite wonderful, Bryn just completely ignores Tilda at that point. Just like, oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. Anyway, I think that a little bit of a taste of working for the cause of justice and whatnot that we got when we were saving people and those kids, and I think that I can't say no to the greater good. I'm going to help.
I actually am also going to say yes.
I don't know about the greater good, but I found that Alexander made an offer worth our while, so I'm in.
I spoke with Alexandria. I made my demands. She seemed to acquiesce. And I would like to know who this magpie is and what they're doing, accumulating such dangerous items. I'm in as well.
Could be benign. It's possible that they're accumulating for the same reasons that she wants to keep them away. But definitely, we have to find out one way or the other.
Yes.
None of you are from Robert.
My mother is. So I've never been there myself, but I guess technically I know some things about the country, but I am not from there, so my knowledge is limited.
DM,
Mm-hmm.
would my father have been involved in any sort of politics with Robert at all? Would I have overheard any kind of
Well,
stuff about that?
you know some things. Since you run in your father runs in political circles. You know that Robert has a treaty with with the rest of the Eastern continent. Leona, Gadarn, Skorok, Dighton, and Ironfast, that if the Elvenlands ever attacked them, because there is great tension between those lands and the nation of Robur, that the Eastern Continent would jump to their aid. The treaty includes some fine details, some that you probably aren't aware of, but you know that your father has on occasion, though very rarely do they come over here, have spoken to ambassadors from Robur prior.
All right. So I'll say my father's had dealings with them, but aside from the trinkets that he and mother would bring home on certain trips, no, I have no experience. By the way, Corrin, are you in on this?
Yes, I will be joining you.
She didn't get a chance to speak her mind.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, your fox kit just is so distracting. He's adorable.
Isn't he the best? Look how adorable he is.
At this point, he's gone
Just
from
precious.
trying to nibble on Bryn's fingers and starts attacking anybody who has any dragging sleeves.
Yeah.
My main question is that I don't know what sort of preparations, if we're going to a large city, like the size of Vox, if we're going somewhere small. I'm thinking of picking up a couple other skills that might help me do more than just juggle fire. Maybe some sword play, maybe using some armor. And I don't know if I need to purchase things before we travel or not. So I guess I could ask Alexandria, that sort of thing. Is that the right name?
So we're gonna be near Fort Granite, right, DM?
You're going to be in Fort Granite, and Fort Granite and you know this because most of your father and mother's travels have been to Fort Granite. It is the largest city in Robur. It is the capital of Robur, and it is carved into a single mountain in the desert. Other things that you might know about Robur. Robur tends to have... The people of the Eastern Continent tend to view Robur as more of a savage nation. I mean, they have buildings, they have some tech, they have magic, but their culture is one of strength and honor. You prove yourself through combat. It is a very barbaric... barbaric in ideals, but they have nobility. They have their own nobility. The only problem that you've heard from your parents, and they didn't have any problem when they went because your family is human, is that because of the tension with the Elven lands, those of non-human descent may be a little ill-treated. You're not sure about how bad it would be for your compatriots, but that's what you've heard from your father and mother's travels there.
Congratulations, guys. I'm your meal ticket over there. All right.
As far as I'm just curious as far as like game mechanics. Would the small magics included in like a minor illusion be enough to just kind of make pointed ears harder to notice? Or would that be a temporary type thing? Would I need to actually do something else as far as some sort of disguise if I wanted to appear human?
You could easily put on a headscarf. They're very common in Robur because of the desert heat, and you and Tilda, you know that your mom wore like a headscarf scarf every time she went over there. She has skin that was kind of sensitive. And
Making a mental note to purchase a headscarf.
It's also very hot there. It's deserts, very similar to the American Southwest. So not like Sahara, more like more like desert you'd find in Arizona or New Mexico.
Interesting. But if they price strength so much, then I probably won't have issues finding a swordplay teacher.
Oh, definitely
That's
not. The country is ruled by 3 warlords, triplets actually, and each one, one of them is called Tilda. One is called Isun the Wise,
Right.
Alton the
I
Brave.
actually have that in my notes from last session. I have no idea how I have that. But
It's
I have
also
no idea where it came from.
it's also in the wiki as well. So in Robert, yep. I have to link that to you guys again because I'm about to drop the major pantheon. I'm typing that up right now for you guys. And so there's gladiatorial battles. It's huge on like melee combat.
Okay.
So the city is rather large, Fort Granite. Which will be nice. So, is there anything else we need to discuss?
We'll have to find out the particulars of travel at some point.
By the way, everyone, I'm gonna hand out 161 platinum to
Whoa!
everyone.
Each?
Yes.
Wow.
What is this
It's
from?
that's our reward from rescuing Lord Nightwell.
Damn!
The others.
Holy shit! My goal just jumped.
Well, my amount just doubled. Yeah.
So that is equivalent to 1,610 gold pieces.
Yep.
So write that somewhere on your sheet, please.
You said 1,600?
1,610.
Oh, wow.
If you just put
For
161
gold, but if you just put 161 in
the platinum, it'll auto convert everything for you, which is nice. So you don't even have to think about it. It just gives you your total. Just spits it out like.
Bryn feels the weight of the platinum, looks at it really appreciatively, and says, tell Lord Nightwell that I will rescue him anytime he needs it.
and I'm sure the
Twice on
others
Sundays.
appreciate it as well.
How is, oh gosh, what was his name? Young man, had a sore shoulder. I'm
yes,
sorry.
that one you were quite close to.
Darling, have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes,
Really?
I think his
You didn't
name
know
started
anyone?
with a T.
Teddy. Teddy was his name.
Yes.
I'm fairly certain.
Yes.
It was
Teddy Flood.
Teddy, something like that.
If you say so, darling.
Have you not seen Teddy since then?
No?
Oh, it seems quite a shame. You're very close. I did give you 2 tickets. You should go talk to him again. By the way, I hope everybody does come to the performance. They are front row seats. Do not try to sell them. I will know.
Somebody is typing.
Shit, I closed roll 20. Damn it.
Did Deacon end up getting a ticket?
Yes. Besides all of you, of course, I also invited Elena, Alexandria, Tegan, Beelzor, and
Belzel?
Deacon.
By the way, Zaitari, I can hear you
No, it's not me.
in.
That's Karen.
No, it's in roll
Oh
20.
shit! Oh, that's because I
Oh.
refreshed. Let me
I
mute
can hear the
myself.
echo.
Yep, I muted myself. My bad.
Yep, there you go.
Oh shit, she's
I
echoing
can.
up too.
Yeah, I can hear the echo from Karen as well now.
Really?
Yep.
It's
You
X'd
somehow
out.
Oh, you have it's. Oh, that's weird.
you
Oh, I
unmuted
see.
yourself.
Oh, wait.
It's like
There
double
you go.
echoing now. Super weird.
Weird.
That's good that you invited Deacon. I was afraid I was gonna have to smuggle him in under my clothing somehow.
And you invited
I'm-
Belzel.
Yes, I did.
How pleasant.
Well, I left their tickets with Ted upstairs. I wasn't sure where they were or where they would be. So, but they come and go, so I knew he would at least be able to pass them on to them. But yes, that is everybody that I invited. Raine, you and your special friend can come, and... Oh, wait, no.
Wait a minute.
No. Raine,
This
you
is
and
not
your
Game of
brother...
Thrones.
brother,
Sorry.
not your special friend. Sorry. Tilda, you and your special friend. Of course.
I have no idea to whom you're referring to, darling.
Of course not. Though, Corrin, I am unsure if they will allow Shiloh in. I suppose we'll have to find out the day of. Though I could ask.
They might not be keen on wolves in theaters. I mean, that's...
Well, I don't know. Shiloh is very, very well behaved. I think he.
That's
would
true.
The pup is not.
You can't deny
however.
him.
Yes, the new addition to your animal family, I am not so sure about. However, you might need to find somebody to watch him.
I'm sure there's some sort of animal version of a babysitter we can find.
Yes, I will find someone to watch the pup.
Sounds good.
By the way, darling, what are you going to name your new friend here? Corrin?
I'm not sure. I've been thinking about it. Maybe as a team we can name him.
I say we just name him adorable little snuffy face. Yes, he's so snuffy.
Well, that's one option. Given that we haven't given ourselves a name yet, I somehow doubt we'll be able to come up with...
Are we supposed to have a name?
No.
I thought we were just the treasure hunters.
Well, we might eventually have to have a code name.
True. It might be interesting. We'll have to think
that
about
way,
it.
when the bards write the tales for our deeds...
Excuse me, I'll be writing the tales. I am a bard.
Make sure that you paint me in the most flattering light possible, please.
Of course, of course.
And make sure that you have the romantic ballad of Matilda and Teddy.
Oh, don't worry, I won't miss out on them.
I mean, unless there was somebody... Was it somebody other... Was there another name that I'm just... Am I saying it wrong?
Was it Timmy?
You're right!
At this point, the wolf kind of like cocks his head up at all of you guys.
Huh?
We're the make Tilda uncomfortable gang.
You all do have quite a talent for it. Well, if that's all, if no one has any other business to bring up.
No. Just that we'll want to talk to Alexandria at some point regarding the various mechanics of when we'll be leaving, that sort of thing.
Have you run... Sorry, Zaitari, darling.
Yes.
Have you run, this concert past Alexandria and given us time to see it.
Oh, of course, yes. I mean, I invited her. She said yes, so.
All right. Sorry, continue, Bryn.
Oh,
I do
I was going to
apologize.
say I want to make sure that I can let Tyne know that I won't be able to assist her any longer in her shop. But I have a feeling she'll be fine. So,
We have no other important business to discuss. Can we get out of the cramped space now?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Go along.
and I need to open up my sheet again because I accidentally closed roll 20 like an idiot. Oh my god, please just snap to the side. All right. I remember you expressing interest in this item. I don't find that I'll need it. I'm honestly, well, actually, I do know why I wanted it. It looks pretty, but you can have the anti-scrying amulet. Should there be anyone important whose location you wish to mask from any prying eyes, I feel like you might need that. Just a feeling, my dear, and I'll hand it to her. Like I'll like take her hand, like pull it out, like put the pendant in it, and just kind of clasp my hand on top of hers while I'm saying this.
Again, darlings, I have no idea to what you'd be referring to, but I do appreciate the trinket.
you're
Thank
right.
you.
We definitely
Of course
did not
not.
see you extremely interested in a person just a few days ago.
If you did,
Definitely.
you should probably keep it to yourself.
With the
We were in
utmost
a tiny hut.
discretion, of course. And I'll give her a wink.
Which, I'm curious, what does everyone see from the outside?
Nothing.
They wouldn't because we're in a closed door.
Yeah.
They just see a door then? Okay.
They would see the door. They'd open the door. They would see an opaque bubble,
Okay.
an opaque dome.
Under
Hey,
the
there's a
dome.
cat.
It's my cat.
Love me.
Yeah.
Give me attention.
Hey, if Leomar was out here right now, he'd be gnawing on my arm. Nah, nah, nah.
Batman.
Actually, while we're in here, I don't mean to ask any personal or invasive questions about this. I'm just curious as to the nature of the talks that you've had with Alexandria. I briefly had one when I gave her the ticket and invited her to the performance, but I find myself struggling with what I'd like to talk to her about.
I have not spoken with her other than the one discussion. I was spending some time thinking about it while I worked. Just kind of making sure that that is indeed what I wanted to do. But now that the decision has been made, and Bryn kind of tucks her hand into the pocket where the coin is. Now that I've made a decision, I suppose that we will possibly all speak with her at some point.
Well, I have already spoken with her, as I said. I Tilda's kind of running the amulet around in her palm, kind of, rubbing it with her thumb type of thing, and fidgeting with that. I asked if if there were arrangements for someone to stay with us, should someone want to.
Like Timmy?
Again, darling, you seemed very fixated on this young man. Perhaps you should go to the temple and chat him up.
I feel like if I did, you might kill me.
Oh, there are worse things that I could have killed you for, darling.
Yeah.
But certainly if Timmy should want to come along to Robert, I don't know how he would know about such things, but if he wanted to, he could stay at this estate that Alexandria is going to be setting up for us. And I also asked her to elaborate on what sort of spells she'd be teaching those of us who know magic.
I do hope a lot of it includes explosions.
What'd you say?
I said I hope it includes explosions.
Oh, yes. I forgot I was angry at you.
I apologize.
You shouldn't have done it in the first place. Anyway, Jesus Christ. Somebody put that candy away. It's like an old person with candy at the movie theater. Can't hear yourself think. No, it's
Where do you go to?
Yeah, who does that?
Yeah. Oh, I love
old people. I said that already. Anyway, and I asked her about doing me another favor that I will elaborate on in a few weeks.
Okay.
Does that help at all, Zaitari?
Yes, a little bit. You mentioned magic.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yes, she
kind?
said something about there was some sort of sticky carpet spell. It seemed
It's interesting.
seemed like it could come in handy, but I don't know. Personally,
It does help a bit. I think I know what I want to ask her. But other than that, I am done with the important conversations. The things that we don't want anybody, that we don't want to hear. If that makes sense.
well, if we're all done here then, I was actually wondering if I could have the room so that I could do some letter writing.
Of course.
Of course, it is your room.
It's a private room that belongs to the
I meant like we're in a tiny room inside a room. You made this one, right?
Yes. Okay, I see a point now.
I thought that that's what you wanted, but I tickle the kit again, and I'm like, "You're so cute." I suppose I will head out. I might find a fencing instructor for a little bit of a brush up before we go, even. So I keep me informed, I suppose, and I head out of both rooms.
Room number 1, room number 2. Roomception.
Alright.
Alright, so you do your letter writing, I assume.
Yep.
Okay, so your
Take
letter
out some
writing.
parchment.
Okay,
Writing.
cool. So if nobody's doing anything else for the rest of the night, we can even, well, Zaitari, you're probably have to go find, are you still trying to find Maite?
Oh, yes. I didn't know if I did that already.
I don't think you did.
Okay, sure, I'll do that now.
Okay. She's easy enough to find. She's been at the Solar Inn for a little bit. It seems like she's been going there to, have the occasional glass of wine and listen to the entertainment that Vox has to offer. Sometimes it's not very good entertainment, and this is one of those nights. There is currently a Dragonborn on a harp, on a small harp, and he's not very good at all. Maid's currently looks like she has a bottle of wine on the at the bar, and it's about a third getting to a halfway empty at this point.
Okay.
And she's just sitting there. She has a small stack of parchment on her side, and it looks like she's just writing messages to somebody or taking care of some kind of business. But she's there alone at the bar, just quietly working. Every once in a while, her eye twitches when the Dragonborn plays a bad note. It's not pretty at all. It's getting to the point where a couple people are starting to think about throwing things at the poor Dragonborn.
I'm surprised that she's here if the performance is so bad.
But she's currently writing, and she doesn't notice
gotcha.
you as you approach.
Okay. I will. Oh, geez. How do I want to? Whatever. I'll just tap her on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Zaitari. Well,
Hello.
hi. I got your message. I'm very delighted that you have accepted. Was there anything that you needed?
Yes, I wanted to tell you that I got all of your messages as well. I wanted to come inform you personally about the dinner, just to make matters simpler. Is tomorrow evening all right?
Oh, tomorrow evening would be fine. Sometime around 7 o'clock.
Sounds perfect.
Will you
I will be bringing a +1.
Okay. Sounds. I will let the restaurant know about that. The attire is formal, so
Okay.
just to let you know that, so you and your +1 could dress appropriately.
Yes, I have heard of the establishment. I hear it is quite the upper class place.
It is.
So I would expect nothing less than the best attire, I suppose.
Yes, my lady enjoys the way they cook eel there. It's actually kind of strange, but Anyways, as she kind of shakes her head as if she was thinking about something else for a quick minute and focuses on the conversation. We'll be delighted to have you there. In the meantime, is there anything you need for your own performance? We might have a very short rehearsal, just working on your entrance in and exiting so it flows smoothly with the Ice Queens, maybe the day prior, so within the day before the performance.
Of course. I don't specifically have anything that would be very hard to find or particular that I need. Um, Mostly since I'm not familiar with this stage, I wouldn't know how to decorate the space for the performance. However, I can give you a rough idea of the kind of atmosphere that I go for. Generally, um, I would like for there to be carpets put down for my dancing. It is easier on the feet, and it just also makes the space look more inviting, I suppose. Um,
Well, while you're talking, she, takes out a fresh piece of parchment, starts putting down notes, and so that's very doable.
okay.
Um,
Any kind of draped silks. I typically um go for reds, golds, things that will catch the light in interesting ways to create shadows. And along with that, I typically perform. I don't use the fire in my routine specifically unless I have somebody else performing with me that I know very well. But I do like to have some braziers around just to light the space, keep it more. Um, I guess the best way to describe it is sensual.
okay. That is, we could do that. We can do that as well. We do have a number of mirrors that we used for our lighting to bounce light off for my lady's entrance. We can probably use those to some capacity to as well to give you the atmosphere that you require. The carpet should be easy. The braziers should not be a problem at all. Standard color of flame, red, orange, yellow. Is that
Oh,
proper?
just regular fire.
Okay. Regular fire. And okay, we have a small band of musicians that will be playing alongside the Ice Queen. They're all very capable violinists, cellists. We have a drummer there as well. Would you like to perhaps? I know you would probably prefer to work with somebody that you've known for quite a while, but do you prefer if would you like to use them as well?
Oh, no, I don't mind them performing the music. Um, More so, I'm not sure if they would know the style. Um, are they familiar with, I don't know, would it be Roburian?
Roburian?
Is that, yeah, Roburian
that would be the
magic?
proper.
I mean, magic, music.
Um, I do have a violinist. The drummer is from Robur, so he would probably know the music style. And the other musicians, they do have some Roburian music at their disposal. We've toured there. I'm trying to remember. We've had a tour there twice already, making our ways up to the Elven lands. So I think they're all quite familiar with the music from Robur, and if not, then the violinist and the drummer could could probably, guide them in the right direction if need be.
Mostly the violinist and the drummer would most definitely be quite enough. I'm not sure if the rest would be kind of a distraction. It's more just supposed to be an accompaniment.
Okay. I will let.
If you would like for me to practice with them earlier, kind of show them the dance that I'll be performing beforehand so that they can kind of see what would most be appropriate, we could do that as well.
That's completely up to you. If you wish to practice with them, I don't think they would object to it. Daivari and Gerelia, those are the names of the musicians. I can't think of them having a problem. I can speak to them after this meeting. Now, there's also the talk about payment for you.
Yes.
How much do you typically ballpark, I would say, how much were you how was thinking?
I have
If you want,
no
I can
idea.
throw out a number for you if possible.
Yes. Go ahead and just give me a number.
Okay.
10 gold.
10 gold pieces. I feel like that's appropriate.
See, all right. So she does some quick calculations. She starts scribbling on a piece of parchment. So usually we'd pay the violinist and drummer that much. Nice queen, so much. My fee. And they are currently paying her that much. Would 500 gold pieces be a fair price for your performance? Miss Zesteban?
Oh, she's thinking about it.
Okay.
Ooh. I don't know how much to up it.
WWTD.
What would Tilda do?
What would Tilda do? How about... Ugh, I hope this isn't a mistake. 650.
Roll a persuasion check.
All right.
650 seems reasonable
I feel like that's
for like
reasonable.
a first negotiation.
First negotiation.
Perception, performance, persuasion.
She looks at the number at the table on her scratch parchment, and she looks at you. And she kind of narrows her eyes and strokes her chin. Well, 650. Let's say maybe 615.
Sounds fair to me.
Okay. 615 it will be for you. And we usually play our clients half up front. So if you could wait here for a few minutes, I need to go to upstairs and bring your payment. Excuse me. And,
Of course.
if you could, just make sure nobody takes my wine. That would be lovely.
Don't worry.
And feel free to have a glass yourself if you wish. And she goes upstairs, and at that time, the Dragonborn has finished his performance. He has to roll a couple dexterity saving throws.
Aww.
All right. So first tomato plants right into his face.
Aww.
Second tomato goes into his shoulder. The third, fourth, and fifth tomato he dodges nimbly out of the way. And as he walks up to the bar, a couple of seats down from where Mai was sitting, he's kind of murmuring to himself, "Well, this better than last week. And calls over the bartender and orders a midsummer ale for himself. Few minutes pass. Mai comes back. She has a small gold, a small pouch of gold, and she hands you a satchel, and she says that should cover it. So it's 300, 7, and 5 silver.
All right. Just that number one more time.
307 gold pieces and 5 silver. So half now, half later, she says.
Thanks. Three, and 5 silver. All right.
All right. I believe that should be that covers half. Is there anything else that you needed?
No, I don't believe so. Thank you for meeting with me.
It was just no problem at all, and I look forward to having dinner with you and your friend tomorrow. And I will tell the Ice Queen that that you have accepted. She'll be very relieved because we were scrambling for an opening act before the accident.
Well, it is my pleasure.
All right. You have a wonderful evening.
You as well.
Okay. Was there anything else that anybody wanted to do?
For the night.
For the night.
For the night?
Passes out.
I was just gonna. Part of my letter writing was writing down a list of what Theo and I want one hand to be on the lookout for, and so I was just gonna kind of, depending on how late it was, knock on Elena's door, or if it was really late, just slip it under and then go to bed.
Okay. It's pretty late by the time you're done with the letters.
Then I'll just slip it under the door and head to bed.
Okay, sounds good. If there isn't anything anybody needs to do for the next 6 days,
I was just gonna do some shopping.
okay. And then Zaitari's we have Zaitari's dinner.
Yes, and at some point I am going to talk to Alexandria about something.
Okay. So I guess we can do the dinner right now if nobody else has any pressing matters.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to do anything else, I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Yes, how dare you? How dare you roleplay in a role-playing game?
Well, I don't want to hog
I know.
DM.
Like I said, I was just gonna go shopping. I was gonna do a little shopping.
Okay.
All
So
right.
Yeah, same,
I think
but
I've
I don't
decided
really need to
on-
roleplay it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've decided on a dress, but I'm kind of torn between two. So we're going this one, or
Ooh.
or you can have your friends help pick out a dress for you.
Yeah.
this one. A or B?
Ooh.
I'd go with A. Like, I like both, but I think A looks like really stunning.
Yeah, it's like really fancy. Because I
And your
can
skin
make my
is
armor
red,
look like
right?
whatever I want. So
Because if your skin is red, then I feel like the gold stuff would just look really cool.
Yeah, I like the first one.
Yeah, the first
Okay.
one's pretty nice.
Yeah,
I am not in the party, but just saying.
I had I was looking through Pinterest while other people were doing their stuff because I'm like, okay, I need to find a dress. And I had myself muted, but I looked at this dress and I audibly gasped. I was like, oh, this is it. But I kept looking anyways. So.
Okay. So you So you find.
Actually, can we take a $5 so I can get some water?
Yeah. Of course.
I'll be right back.
No drinking for you.
I mean, we could quickly roleplay, or just kind of.
Just tell me what you guys want.
I'm looking for a fancy dress for me.
Mm-hmm.
Some fancy duds for Theo.
Okay.
And some fancy duds for Belzor.
Okay.
I have a feeling he's not gonna have them.
So 3 sets of pretty fancy clothes.
Yeah. For the concert.
Okay, is going to be fine clothes. Each pair of clothes is going to be about.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Do you not agree with my taste? I don't understand.
God.
That's at least like 18 AC right there.
I mean, first of all, are you going to be a paladin of speed? Secondly, that does nothing.
It doesn't. You can really easily be stabbed right through that. Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone knows swords are attracted to the metal itself, so the less you wear, the less likely to get hit.
I mean, what you need are magnets inside your armor.
Anyways, each set of fine clothes will cost you about 15 gold each.
Let's say I haggle.
Okay, just roll persuasion. I'll tell you if you can make it.
Our roleplay is offer haggle, haggle more.
Yeah, fuck it. I rolled a 3. How much do you want to ask for?
Got it for free.
Oh,
She did not get it for free.
it was 15 gold?
Yep, 15 gold per.
Really?
Yep.
That's it?
Yeah.
Because I
The
distinctly
designer wants her to wear it.
going dress shopping, like, in one of our first sessions, and they were like 500, 300 gold.
Well, if you're looking for, like, just a nice set of clothes, especially for, like, Belzer size. I mean, this isn't, like, tailored to taste, or this isn't, like, an upscale shop. This is, like, your run-of-the-mill, I need a couple sets of fine clothes.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
you want...
I would
you want...
upscale.
Oh, you want the up... Okay, Okay, so...
Like, tailored it to...
Tailored it right to you. Okay, I see.
I absolutely have Theo's measurements. And,
I'm not gonna...
I could probably eyeball Belzor's.
I'm not gonna comment. Alright.
I am giving you a look right now. You cannot see it, but...
Who were
through
you
the internet.
persuading? Whatever they did, they just, like, whatever you wanted them to do, they just did it.
Alright, if you want the... Why aren't you... Stupid guide. There we go. Leather workers, faith supplies, adventuring supplies, general store.
Jesus.
Leather
Please
worker.
stop.
Oh my god. No. Holy
Okay,
shit.
okay.
It's still very lewd.
Somehow I feel like she would just be so not taken seriously at all.
No.
There is a diamond glitter gown, made out of white diamonds, for about, if you want, asking price is $250.
That's it?
Yep.
Oh, you going dress shopping?
She's dress shopping.
Ooh.
It looks something like, I mean, if you're going for a nice, that's too sequin-y. Sure, we'll go with that. Sure, we're pasting images now of dresses and armor. So
I mean, this was really...
so that's what they're asking for that piece. It's only $250 because standard white diamonds. If you want something of, let's say, your typical blue, maybe we're looking at something like load picture. Load. I command you. I hate my computer. I need a new one.
Load.
Theo's a little easier. So is Belzor. Well, if you want golden pantaloons, I mean, it could get up there, like 100. Well, those are golden pantaloons that take 2 weeks to make using the finest of child labor. It would probably run you like 300. If you wanted something a little more...
What about something like that?
Let me see. Oh yeah, I was just looking at that, actually.
No.
Something like that, with sapphire tops, probably would run you... Only the top is made sapphire, the rest is made of chiffon. You're looking at about maybe 100.
Really?
Yep, even.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so 100 plus what would it be for, Theo and Belzor?
Altogether, you're looking at about maybe 350.
All right, let's say I haggle that down to 250.
Yeah, they'll take 250. It's a 3. They'll take 250.
It's a natural 20. They'll take 250.
And Raine, what did you want to do?
I wanted to look for some items that could help with protection. Not inherently these items, but like, a ring of protection, +1 armor, a cloak of protection, anything up to AC, or like a cloak of displacement, stuff like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Also, she is going to get some dress shopping, but we don't need to get into it too much.
Okay.
See the price.
All right. So.
And not a dress, because Raine doesn't.
All right. If you want to sell fine clothes,
Yes.
it's 15 gold pieces, just like a regular run-of-the-mill set of fine clothes.
And the only thing is, on the fine clothes, she would get them specially tailored to have extra pockets.
Oh, extra pockets. Extra pockets are probably another 10 gold.
Wow.
You can have that instead.
Dude, it looks so fucking good. I see that, I was like, that's Tilda. That's it.
Yeah. Not gonna lie.
The ring of protection. Catch up, don't move. Will probably run you. I just had the magic shop thing open. Adventuring, shady dealer, potion, arcane. There we go. Magic peril, struggle moments. It says magic cute. Now that's
If it's stuff like that, if you want to throw out anything else, but stuff like that,
stuff like that. Okay. There is that's fiends and foes. Sane magical prices. And then ring of protection. Find ring of ring of shooting stars, ring of fire, ring of free action, ring of protection. Thank you, Adobe. I don't need you to tell me my billing information is not up to date. Okay, so a ring of protection, I assume you're looking for a ring of protection +1. Because if you were looking for a ring of protection +2,
Probably
probably, let me see, the plus magic resistance.
If I roll a 25, that's another +1 free. If I can. I don't think I can.
No, it's hard to grab books when there's a cat in your lap. The resistance. There we go. It is. I want to say it is a common item. Just in case. Yep. No, wait, it's rare? Wow. That's out.
Hmm.
That's very strange. A ring of, because my fucking fiance gives them out like candy in my other game. A ring of protection will cost you around.
That's because they are candy. They're actually ring pops. Ring
Yeah, I
pops
don't
of
think that's
protection.
cool.
Nice.
At best, if you go to Ninth Life and you ask for a ring of protection, bare minimum, they can give you it at about, since you know Alexandria, they can give you it at about, and you're part of the guild, 475 is their asking price for a +1 ring of protection.
Okay.
And the Cloak of Displacement, I believe that is also a rare item as well, according to the DM's guide. Cloak of Displacement. That is also rare. That one is a little higher. You're looking at about, it's rare in a major town. So we're looking at middle of the road price pretty much. You're looking at usually Cloaks of Displacement run at the most 5,000 gold pieces. With your discount, they're willing to drop it a couple hundred to 4,700. It's a really good item, and it's very rare, and they're pretty high in demand, but they take a very long time to make.
Oh yeah. So just so I'm reading this, you wear it, you get disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Mm-hmm.
And it projects an illusion. So like all the time I'm wearing it, there's gonna be like 2 rains running around. Is that how it reads?
While you wear this cloak, projects an illusion, appears somewhere else. If you take damage, it property ceases to function until the start of your next turn. So yeah, pretty much at the start of your next turn, you could have.
I was gonna say for RP purposes, could like, I don't know, like you can have it unhooked, half unhooked, and it doesn't project the illusion. When I'm walking around.
I mean, if you're not in battle, it's not going to be active. It's only like a combat thing, really.
Okay, so we'll just play it that way. Okay, yeah, I would like to get the Cloak of Displacement, because that'll work really well with Lucky.
Okay, so 4,700, I believe I said.
I'd like to just gently try to bargain them down. I'm not.
Okay, just roll a persuasion roll.
And I'll just throw a Lucky at that.
Okay.
So, 1.
Lucky is really good. I'm torn between taking Actor and Lucky for my next level up on my bard.
I mean, to be perfectly fair, DM, with the Cloak of Displacement and Lucky, I'll have three chances of super disadvantage on it.
I realized that.
Basically, she's turning herself into Vax.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to pelt you with like Constitution saving throws for spells.
Are you also going to be a paladin of the Rape Queen?
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
Did you throw Lucky at? Are you throwing a Lucky at that one? Okay.
So it would be 21. It would be. I did say it before I rolled. I don't know.
Okay.
I could re-roll a d20 if you want.
No, it's okay. I mean, they could. It's pretty low already. They could probably give you another. They could probably give you another 30 gold off, bringing it to 4,670.
4,670. That's great.
Okay. And did you want the ring of
Just can't
protection as
accept-
well?
Just can't accept the first price. Yeah, why not if they can? Yeah, I'll take that too.
All right. So altogether, that was 475. For 5,145 is your total.
And I assume she probably does. She's not carrying that much upon her person, but she makes the arrangements to pay it.
Okay.
I guess we're not really all playing this out. So yeah, the money goes. Okay.
All right.
So,
Congratulations on your cloak of displacement and your new ring of protection. How many items are attuned to you currently?
that is a good. Have to.
If I remember correctly, the shoes that I got, the elven kind, don't require attunement.
They do not. That is correct.
The gloves.
Oh, that's the armor that Mercer wore in that modeling bit.
No, actually, it's the armor that Felicia Day wore.
Oh, Felicia Day. I'm getting them mixed up because same artist. They look pretty.
Yep.
They both look very pretty. Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Isn't that from
I'll look it up really quick and make sure I'm not over any
something?
elements or
Jesus.
see how many I'm at.
Yep, that's no problem. And the cloak of displacement is kind of cool because since it's made from a displacer beast, it looks like there's tentacles in the front with like little spikes. They're not they don't act like the rod of tentacles. It's just for aesthetic. So you really hammer home that this is from a displacer beast.
Oh my god.
I'll stop linking things now. I was looking for armor, and I found the guinea pig.
Well, I mean, we could do the cat armor.
There we go.
I mean, we could, get something like
Oh, hold on.
like that for the new fox, or even like a wolf. You just have to find a specialist. The artist has a samurai set too. It's really cool. Why is there a squirrel in armor?
Because
Why not?
squirrels have to go to war too sometimes.
I mean, this ain't Redwall.
I love Redwall.
It's great. Yeah, I loved Redwall too. I was really stoked when I found there was a guy at a local con I went to who was selling a copy of Redwall with the author's signature. Unfortunately, the price jumped because the author had died that year, so it bumped the book up to $200, which I was like, oh, I want it, but I can't. Oh god, not that one.
Okay, I have 2 items attuned to me. The limit's 3, correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah, by the way, Bryn, did you want the tentacle rod back?
Yeah.
Hey, it goes with my cloak
Yeah.
now.
I retconned giving it to you because until I level up, I'm gonna want that.
Yep.
But I also made a macro so I don't hit things harder than I'm supposed to. Is anyone talking right now?
No,
Nope.
I'm just waiting for Raine to decide whether she wants the ring of protection or not, since she can only have 3 items.
I have 3. No, I have 3 total. I mean,
Oh.
2 total. With that bottom. Winter bottom.
Okay, sure. Cool.
I have the boots, the gloves, and neither of those are attunement items from what I'm looking up.
Okay.
You can double check to be
Yep,
sure.
the
but,
boots
the other-
don't require it. The gloves of thievery, I believe, do not require it because frickin' Ramus is abusing the shit out of those. I gotta find a way to get those away from him. Because I am a stupid person and I like to give my players shit. Okay. You're okay.
By the way-
Yep.
Sorry, no, go ahead, finish.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So I was just gonna say, by the way, speaking of multiclassing and stuff, what would the process be like for Tilda if she wanted to become a cleric of Arathis?
Ah, okay. So I am pretty much chucking the stat requirements out the window. They're archaic. They don't make any fucking sense.
Well, I have the stat requirements anyway. But...
Okay, that's cool. But if you guys wanted to multi-class into something that you did not have the requirements for, then as long as it makes sense story-wise, I'd be okay with it.
Okay.
Good to know.
Yep, you would probably have to find somebody. This, as opposed to a skill, you would probably have to find somebody to train you. That's pretty much the requirement. You would have to spend a little bit of time with said person to get...
Right, how much time?
How much time? So... Getting a level in cleric... I would say you'd have to train with that person for a couple of weeks to grasp the basics. The reason I'm saying that is because since we move so slowly in this game, when the next time you level up, and if you were training with that individual, I would give you that multi-class. I would give you that level. So yeah, this session is pretty all over the place.
Whatever.
All right. So it would take weeks then.
It would take weeks. This is not like you'd have to study with them, and that kind of thing. I mean, as long as you were, already actively. As long as you were already actively training with the person when your next level up would occur, I would just give you that level pretty much. Yeah, the problem is you would have to find a cleric of Arathis or something similar and go from there.
It's going to be like, hey, what's going on at the temple over there? But
right. Just bear in mind
we're not going to be in town.
Right. Just bear in mind that even Robert's chief deity is Cord, but you can find Arathis' temple is usually there's one in every major city because she is the goddess of civilization. So it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to find a cleric of Arathis in Fort Granite, which is the biggest city in Robur. And more likely than not, there will be a cleric of Arathis there.
Yeah, but I like Priestess Helena.
We'll give her We'll give her one of the sending stones, and you can have the other one, and it's like a correspondence course.
Once a day, just tell me. In 25 words or less.
What do I need to do to become a cleric? All right. But yeah, we could talk about that out of the game. We can go out like the finite details. Yeah. I think a lot of people will start thinking about multi-classing at this point. For me as a lore bard, there wasn't really any point for me to level. There isn't really any point for me to level bard up to 20. There's only, like, all my good stuff I get at, like, 14. So that's why I'm planning to go, I think, Paladin, Rogue, Lore Bard was my plan initially.
Yeah, I was considering multi-classing into Rogue, but anyways, this is getting off topic. Let's get back to the game.
Yeah, let's get to... No, that's cool,
Like I said, gone completely off the rails.
Alright. Zaitari, so you eventually... Are you using Disguise Self for the dress, or are you going to buy a dress?
No, I am doing neither. I am going to change the look of what my armor is. I think that only takes like a day.
Yep.
An hour. Something like that.
Yeah.
It says it specifically. I would have enough time to be able to change the guise of whatever my armor looked like.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. So You and hold on. You eventually, it's getting close to the dinner hour, and you eventually find Tegan. He is wearing a very nice, more deep red, kind of burgundy suit with a black shirt underneath. Very tasteful, not outlandish per se, but definitely catches the eye. And he he walks up to you and he says, "You look stunning, as always, but more so tonight." And he holds out an arm to you. Shall we?
Of course.
Okay.
And besides the dress, Zaitari just kind of has her hair down like she normally does, kind of curly and not necessarily too styled. And she has like, since her dress is kind of like the focal point, she's only wearing like some gold bangles on her wrists, and she has these gold chains interwoven between her horns.
Okay. Awesome. So you two head to the Jovial Pheasant. It is a very nice establishment in the upper class portion of town. As you walk in, it is beautifully decorated. There are a multitude of silks that hang from the ceiling. There are hooded lanterns made out of wrapped in a almost translucent fabric that gives a warm glow to the establishment. There is in the back on a very small stage. There is an elven woman playing what looks to be a harpsichord, and gently just playing a nice melody. Nothing too quick pace, kind of slow. And there is a gentleman in the front who opens the door for you and says, "Welcome to the Jovial Pheasant. I are you on the waiting list, or are you here for somebody?"
Yes, I'm here for Maite.
Maite. Oh yes, she was expecting you. And he's like, hold on, please. And he snaps his fingers, and one of the waiters comes up immediately, and the gentleman says, could you please bring these two to the rear booth, please? And the waiter nods and bows slightly to both of you and says, if you would follow me, please. And he quietly starts walking to the back. When you two get to the rear booth, it is more like it's more of a booth, kind of like more of a small, quiet, private dining area where you two are really you two and the two other occupants are the only ones in this room. It's off to the side. You could still hear the music pouring in, just wafting through the air, but there's nobody else here. At the table, you see Maite. She is dressed in a very lovely lemon pale yellow dress that is very form-fitting. with beautiful yellow sequins that address the collar. And at the table, there is a woman. Her skin is dark, kind of like a coffee-colored skin. She is in a stunning white dress with sequins in the pattern of kind of swirls on it, and she is currently wearing a half mask. Um, the half mask it looks reptilian in nature, almost looking like a silver dragon's head, almost trying to giving it that feel. And when you two enter she fixes her eyes on both of you, and you see she has these bright blue cerulean, almost like cerulean eyes that just pierce into you. And she smiles very softly as you two enter, and Mai immediately stands up and says, "Ah, you're here. Where are my manners? For this evening's conversation, the ice cream, since that seems quite a mouthful to say, it will be referred as to," and you hear a very soft voice say, "You could just call me Jane if you want." And she flashes a smile of a pearly white smile at you. And Mai says, "Shall we?" And
Of course.
the waiter.
I'll give a curtsy and say, "It's a pleasure to meet you."
You as well. Immediately, Tegan, pulls out a chair for you, Zaitari.
Oh,
Letting you sit first, and
the true gentleman.
and he takes his seat across from Mai, and you take your seat across from who will be referred to as Jane for the evening. So, I hope this place, and Mai says, I hope you find everything to your liking. And Jane says, well, so, Zaitari, Mai has told me quite a bit about your performance. It's often very hard to please my manager. So I was very surprised when she found a bard of caliber at the Solar Inn. I was expecting her to find one that at the more upper class establishments, but what I mean, you have to be very talented to catch Mai's eye. She says you are a sword dancer of sorts.
Yes, and first of all, thank you very much. You never know where you're going to find good talent.
Oh no.
That's definitely a fact. But yes, I am a sword dancer. That is primarily how I perform. My preferred performance, at the very least. I can, of course, perform music, recite tales and such, but I prefer my dancing.
Excellent. I am may have told you. I'm not sure the extent of the conversations that you've had, but I myself am a violinist. I do sing. I do sing. I do spin tales, but my main talent is playing the violin. I have some talent playing the harpsichord. I can play the lute, but not as well as I'd like. I fear to say that my lute playing is mediocre and best, and Mai at that point is just shaking her head.
I myself was never fond of the instrument, so I could never pick it up very well, so I understand.
So you two make, light conversation. The Jovial Pheasant is one of those restaurants where it is, whatever the chef decides to make that day, you will be served. And it's in, from what Tegan was saying on the way here, it's very, very top class. You can ask her if you want.
Hey, are you the magpie? Have you been coming to all of our dungeon crawling adventures?
But make a straight up charisma check.
Okay. I wish there was a button for a check rather than.
Yeah, I know.
There's another sheet that I had for another game that had them separate, which was nice, but I don't know why they don't all have it that way.
If you go down on the skills, unskilled, charisma check should be down there.
Oh, that's where it is. They should just have it on the core stats.
They really should, but
Okay. So yeah, you are charming as fuck.
Yeah, thank God.
You and Jane make, you converse throughout the night. She seems at ease with you. And Tegan. Tegan, it seems you and Jane do most of the talking, and Tegan interjects every once in a while. So does Mai. And by the end of the main course, Jane is, you feel as if you have her completely enraptured at this point. She is listening very intently to, your tales, but she has a few, tales of her own, which are quite interesting. She regales to you that she is from Al Gore, the walled city to the north. She grew up in a small town there, and Mai had discovered her while she was playing in Ironfast, of all places, in Dwarven country, at this little inn called the Black Cat. And she talks up very shortly about her rise to stardom, and it's a very for as formal of a dinner this is, it turns with your charisma check, and with her own presence, it just flows very easily. And were there any questions you wanted to ask her specifically?
Oh, Jesus. Yes, are you the magpie? Are you really a dragon? You think. Yeah, I kind of want to ask her, like, what drew her to the violin, and like the taking on the mask of a white dragon. Like what drew her to that kind of aesthetic, basically.
Right. So she explains that my mother, she says, was a violinist in her own right, and she taught me. Actually, actually, my mother gave me her violin when I was about 16 years old at the time. It's one of my prized possessions, and at first it was after she passed on, playing in her memory. But then it came to be that dare I say, I'm good at it, and I began making a living off of it. As for the white dragon motif, I would say more. That came a little later. As my rise to stardom was grew exponentially, I started feeling a little uneasy around people. There were a couple instances where I had some, let's say, uncouth stands that tried to do some very unpleasant things, especially when they learned who I was. So Mai had the idea of, how do you say, kind of hiding in plain sight, almost, almost to say. So I've always had an affinity for magic of the, no, besides magic of the charming kind of that of cold and of ice as well. And I could have taken, I guess the aesthetic of a silver dragon if I really wanted to, but I feel that my music in a way plays kind of to, like, I have some music that plays to like the savagery of the north, how harsh the north can be, and we know how bestial white dragons in their own right could be. So that's why I took the vestige of a white instead of a silver.
Yes,
Plus,
I can understand that. It would kind of also appeal to like the mystery and the danger of white dragons.
yeah. And silvers, I've heard, seem to be more of a social one, more social metallics. If I had read my my lore right, and as much as I like playing for the public, I do still care about my privacy, and I didn't want to kind of give the impression that I was, as I suppose, extroverted as a silver dragon would be. Um, so by this time, dessert comes. It is a wonderful meringue dessert with a white chocolate mousse. Pairs oddly well. There's a little spritz of lemon in the meringue. And Jane says, I'm sorry for talking too much. It's just very easy to speak to you, actually. I feel like that this conversation, I feel like we will get along. Our performances will complement each other well if you're this um, good at holding conversation as you are with your performances.
Oh, well, I thank you. I must say it has been a great pleasure talking with you as well.
And if we ever, if, and would it be too hard to keep, you know, if you don't mind, I mean, if the performance goes well, um, if we happen to be maybe at the same place at the same time again, I did enjoy talking to you tonight. Perhaps maybe we can trade secrets, so to speak, in the future, or maybe if the performance goes well, in the days to come, then perhaps we could perform it together again.
Ah, that would be, I see no, oh Jesus, my words are escaping me. Oh, there we go. I see no harm in that. I feel like, yes, I would, should this performance go well, of course. I don't see why we couldn't work together again.
Okay. Well, at this point it's getting very late. It's probably around 11 o'clock at this point. It sounds like that most of the customers have left the restaurant already. You've been here for probably about, you arrived at 7, so you got fourth hour of conversation and talking over wine and food.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it just flew by for you guys. My, when the server comes back, my, pays him quietly, and and Jane says, "Well, I do have to. I should retire for the night. I have a lot of practicing to do in the coming days." will I be seeing you for the rehearsal the day before the performance?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I believe you've taken care of the details, and Mai says, I have asked the the attendants at the amphitheater I gave a description of you, and I told them to, let you come and come and go as you please. I know there is an opera that's happening on 2 days before our performance, so that the amphitheater will be occupied for that. But in the days surrounding it, please feel free to use the space if you need to practice.
Thank you. I will definitely take advantage of that.
All right, and we will have if you decide to come on the day before, we'll have the carpets, the braziers, and whatever other decor we'll put in place for your performance backstage. Yeah, you could see if they are to your liking, and yeah, we'll see you then.
Thank you, and you have a good night.
And Tegan, bows and it's like it was very lovely. It was a lovely dinner with very lovely company. And yeah, well, I bid you good evening as well. And the two stay behind a little bit to just finish up the bill. And you and Tegan walk out into the night. And Tegan says, "Well, that was a rather pleasant dinner. I was almost
Yes, it went
very well.
Well, I wouldn't say shockingly well. I knew it was going to go well, but it did go extremely well.
I was almost afraid that something would ruin it. I don't know, like a bandit falling from the ceiling or some sort."
Well, at least you didn't say anything, so it didn't happen.
But your performance will go spectacularly. I think you made a good impression on our so-called Ice Queen. I almost thought that she'd have a heart of ice as well, but she seems very very down to earth, very 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 casual when she's comfortable.
Yes, it was enjoyable talking to her.
All right, we are at almost 4 hours, so I'm gonna end it here. Next time will probably be the performance itself. I'll probably, unless anybody wants to do any shopping, then we can do that. In the forums. So yeah, so unfortunately, stupid dates. The next time we'd be playing would be the 23rd. Yeah, who has plans?
I'm okay with that, but
I'm fine with that. I don't have shit to do that day.
Raine?
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
good with
KK? Okay. Karen, are you doing anything?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Just let me know.
Probably be traveling.
Okay. So we might have to. It sucks because
More shopping.
more shopping. But thankfully, after that will be the 6th, and then everything should be going back to normal as is at that point. So,
So if everyone else is available, you guys can. Bren can be busy. It's up to you guys, obviously, but.
Right. I think it's gonna be probably dependent. Karen, just tell me. It's okay if we need to drop this one. I knew this would probably happen. I even have my regular games on hold at home because it's the fucking holidays and everybody's busy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be traveling, but I'm not like 100%.
Okay, just let me know.
Okay.
But yeah,
You can always do something like Fiasco or play Tokaido or Libertalia online, something like that.
I have the paranoia game ready to go pretty much. I mean, if you 3 are ready, I could probably dig up one of the guys from my other game, or we could probably dig up one of the guys somewhere else.
What did you do? You killed him and buried him?
I know, right? Digged him up. No, I was
Well,
actually
I only downed them I only downed I think 3 of them during that Calistrax fight, so they came back up.
I was actually thinking of holding a Fantasy Age one shot, maybe that Friday, because I figured that we probably weren't gonna play a game, and I would really rather do something on that day, because that's my cousin's wedding. That I am not invited to.
Yeah.
Either way, we can do something on that day. Whoever's around, you know.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, Ro. You're invited to my wedding, and that's what
I
really
know.
counts.
Thank you.
That's what counts.
That's what counts.
There'll be board games. There'll be board games.
Will Saint Leomar wear his bow tie to your wedding?
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get him ready for like being comfortable with. I mean, the only cat that would possibly be able to do something like that would be French Fry, and I don't know how agreeable he'll be. Like he's very like first time I brought him home, he looked around, he plopped on the floor. I was like, okay, that's cool. The other 2 hid under the bed for a few days.
Mm.
So he's the chill one. I wish I could bring him in his little bow tie. It was cool.
I really wanted to say, does he have wares that he wants me to buy?
He's so dapper.
Khajiit has wares if you have the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a very he stood still for like 5 minutes with the bow tie, and then after the treats went away, he's like, "Fuck it, I don't want this anymore. Get it off." So we'll probably have to trade him to wear a collar, or just get him used to wearing a collar.
And then he can wear the bow tie. Oh,
He tried to climb into the Christmas tree today. I had to put a stop to that.
yeah.
So, if you're not going to bed immediately, I was actually having a multi-classing discussion with one of the people I play with in my Thursday group, because